What's up, everybody? Whether it be live here at Pike's Pub, whether you're live right here on the internet, bunch of people checking in already, asking what the bets are for tonight. We'll get to them in a little bit. Tony Cutillo, Heat Ratio Sports, Pike's Pub live. Make sure you're getting over here, Southampton, PA, 455 2nd Street Pike. And again, sandwich between Southampton Beverage and Mount Fiji. Right in the little shopping center. Come on in, have a good time. Bunch of TVs. Don't worry about that debate. What's that? Mount Fuji. I say Fiji again. You know what it is? Remember the old school Mount Fuji, not Mount Fiji. I'm being corrected. It's Mount Fuji. I listen. I mess up things all the time. It's nothing that my wife will tell you that I never do. So trust me. I appreciate the grammar police as always. Make sure you're live and check it in. Heat Ratio Sports at youtube.com. Make sure you get over here, like and subscribe. And if you're a bettor, Win Daily Sport. Everything is powered by Win Daily Sports. Make sure you get over there and check out that code word HEAT, H-E-A-T. If you are a betting beginner or a pro, it is a fun sense of information for as low as $25 a month. A lot of tickets winning yesterday, and we're going to hit some tickets again tonight. In the second hour, we got our man Gene Walczak checking in from the Wire to Wire podcast. He's going to come on, talk about some X's and O's from the Eagles. We also have my man Dave GloecknerJr checking in the 8 o'clock hour, and he's going to go over week 1 in the NFL. And as always, we will have Frank Grewbs, the coach's corner. He's going to be checking in pretty soon. He'll be live right here on stage behind the mic to take all the criticism and answer all the questions that everybody has. Now, first things first, we got a game tonight. We got a baseball game, 6:40. We got Ranger on the mound. Electric atmosphere last night with Cody Clemens. Again, Cody Clemens stepping up. Not only did he hit me my bet, but he also won the Phillies game it didn't go to extra innings, in the bottom of the ninth with the RBI single, which was fantastic. This kid has done nothing except answer the bell, no pun intended, whether he's been up or down. He's always been able to answer the bell. So we're going to see if he continues to answer the bell. And I'll tell you what, every time that you have a playoff run, you always have somebody like that has to answer the bell. You saw Johan Rojas almost catch the home run. Also Estevez, right? Listen, Estevez made a bad pitch. It gets hit, almost gets caught. It's going to happen. But the biggest thing is the fire in this team to never say die and never quit. It continues day in and day out. We're also going to get obviously into that Eagles talk, big win. People are still complaining about it, but it is a win. 34-29. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, man, that was a game that could have went either way. We'll talk about that. We'll get into the X's and O's of that. Are you worried about the turnovers? Did we finally find a linebacker? Because it sure as hell seems like we did. Because my man Nakobe Dean was balling out. Listen, my man Mitchell as the rookie corner was absolutely balling out. A lot of good things come out of that game. Clean some stuff up, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that with Gene and Frank as well. And if you have your comments, I want to know, is the criticism of Jalen Hurts over the top? Is the criticism of Jalen Hurts over the top? That's the question of the night, because I personally think it is. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, which is fine. Let me know why. But I just think at the end of the day, I get it. He's paid. He's the guy. He's the quarterback. Everybody is going to be on the quarterback. But I think sometimes enough's enough to where every single mistake is overanalyzed. Because if you go around the National Football League, man, there's a lot of people making mistakes. Don't even give me Sam Darnold after that one game and start jumping on that wagon as well. But looking at the game tonight for the Phillies and the Rays, this is all about Ranger Suarez, man. Key to the game, Ranger Suarez. Simple as that. Ranger goes away for a couple months, whether it be a back injury, whether it be a wrist injury. I personally think it might have been dead arm. I think that they want to get him right. You have to remember, Ranger was never a starter. They threw him in a bullpen. They overextended him. He gets hurt. He comes back. I think he needed some time. And I think, listen, at the end of the day, it was the best thing, the best case scenario to be able to do that. Because, listen, you have a 7 to 8 game lead right now, still first in the NL East. Okay, still thriving for the best record in baseball and the best record in the National League to get home field throughout. And you're still been able to accomplish that with Ranger Suarez being on the DL. Okay, and that's one of the best parts. You're right, Adam. Absolutely, 100%. That's exactly what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, that is what we need to happen. My man Rick checking in says, I still can't believe go to Wawa, put a gas pump in her car, walk in a food shop. My man Rick's talking about the people that go to Wawa. I heard that on the radio. Listen, that's one of those conversations. I get it. Has anybody ever done it? I'm sure. Do you really want to, absolutely wring somebody's neck when they do it? Of course. Okay, Rick, you know that. Rick, we got to get back to the lunch meat counter stories pretty soon, but I can't get to that yet because of all the salmonella that was going on. I haven't bought lunch meat in about 2 months, so I'm a little kind of lunch meat phobia right now because I cannot do it. My man Rick says, I'll be over and see you soon. You better, Rick. I'm gonna hold you to that. You better be coming over here, man. You talked about it. I ain't seen you yet, so you better get over here and hang out. You could sit right in front of me. You could sit next to me and Frank if you want. I got a mic set up here that you can ask the comments, ask the questions, and get live on the mic as well. Won't put you on video though, buddy. I promise. Won't put you on video. That is for damn sure. I'll never. Yeah, exactly. I promise. I won't do that to you. But listen, get back to this game. You go up against Bradley for the Rays, looking at what the Phillies have done against him in the past. And listen, guess what? The Phillies, nobody in the lineup has even faced this guy. Okay. And if you look on the other end against Ranger Suarez, listen, Diaz has hit over 300, DeLuca over 500, Brandon Lowe over 300. So Christopher Morel 0-5 at bats, not one hit, which is something that again is something we're talking about. I'm watching this ESPN thing, by the way, too, and it says the Steelers are sticking with Fields. I want to get into that a little later with Dave GloecknerJr in the 8 o'clock hour, because I have my own theories for the Pittsburgh Steelers and what's going on right there with Russell Wilson. But listen, last night we had an HRS triple play, and I want to do another HRS triple play tonight. I want to do a Pike's Pub special bet, as always, home run bet like we always do. Last night didn't get the home run bet, okay? But that's okay. We're going to do it again. We are going to do it again. We're going to lock it in again and see if we can hit the home run bet tonight, because I got a theory about how tonight is going to go. I got a theory on why that home run bet is going to be big. So let's lock that in before we even break down this game even more. Again, first pitch is at 6:40. And like I said, in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll be talking Birds. In the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be talking all things football. And we'll be doing play-by-play with the Phillies as well. So let's get to the bet. Power, again, by Win Daily Sports. What? Yo, I ain't getting into that, man. I'm staying safe. I'm staying safe. All right, I'm staying safe. I might get kicked off. Yeah, I'll stream a lot. I could get kicked off if I say anything wrong. They'll kick me off. You know what I mean? No, I know. I'm just playing, man. It's all good. Listen. It's countdown to the debate, right? Listen, it is what it is. This is better than that right now, though. You can watch the debate at 9 o'clock, but you can lead this up to 9 o'clock. How's that? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. If you say it loud enough, yeah, me and you. I can't hear you. You're good. They can't unless you watch that microphone's on. I got the volume down though, so you're good. You're all good, man. We're having some fun here at Pike's Ball. Make sure you get over to Pike's Ball, 455 2nd Street, Pike. And let's get into the bet for the night right here. We're going to get to the HRS triple play. Before we get to the Pike's Ball bonus, let's see if we can hit this tonight. Okay, I'm going to go almost exactly what I did last night, except I'm changing the pitcher, only because it was good to me last night. Okay, Bryson Stott almost gets the RBI. I had multiple chances to get the RBI, did not get it. Actually had him for a home run last night. He didn't get that. That's okay. He's in a great position with these guys, putting the bat on the ball. There's always guys on base when he gets up now. And I know right now that tonight's going to be the night where he gets that RBI. And again, this is an SGP, and I say this all the time. Make sure you bet these as single bets as well, so you can come out ahead, even if all three of them don't hit. Cody Clemens to get a hit. Cody Clemens get a hit. He got the hit in the bottom of the ninth last night, but that's okay. He still got the hit, still putting the bat on the ball. So we need Cody Clemens to get a hit. We need Bryson Stott to get an RBI. And then we're going to hit, listen, the over and under on Ranger for his Ks is plus money at over 5.5 at plus 100. I like to do this a lot where I drop down to the alt line, and I'm going to go 5+ Ks, which means he only has to get 5 or more. Okay, so 5 or more. I just think 6 could be an issue depending on how long he goes in the game. He had a lot of ground ball outs the last time he was on. So Christopher Sanchez, the same thing. This is a swinging team with the Tampa Bay Rays, and they do put the bat on the ball a lot. So I do like Ranger tonight at 5 or more strikeouts. And if you get that, that's a triple play. That's an SGP of plus 500. Okay, so for anybody out there right there, listen, man, $10 wins you 50. It's very simple. And if you go to DraftKings right now, you get the no sweat bet. So where you actually, if you get 2 or 3, you're going to get the SGP insurance. You're going to get the free $10 back. And you can only max it at $10 when you use that deal as well. So make sure you get involved. And now I'm actually using a bonus bet that I got free on Monday night, which was last night. Hit the combo bet on Breece Hall and Jordan Mason. Hit the Breece Hall anytime touchdown, the Jordan Mason anytime touchdown, and just missed a monster plus 2,300 parlay. I do a thing on Sundays that's called Jigsaw Crazy. I actually wear a jigsaw mask and get a little nuts, and we throw some SGPs out there, some stuff that, again, is very attainable, but doesn't always hit. So make sure you bet wisely. I say that, call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have an issue. But if you like to bet and you don't have time to do all the research, that's what we do over here at Win Daily Sports. We do that for you. And all the projection models are in there. All the numbers are in there. Everything is in there you need. You literally can go to our MLB prop better or NFL prop better model. Just type in the guy that you want. Find out what stat is get the highest edge and where you can bet it right there. And then we're going to go to bonus bet right now. Bryce Harper. I think this number is too high, man. Bryce Harper to hit a home run tonight. Plus 540 on FanDuel. That number to me should be about plus 285 to plus 300. I'm going to hit it at plus 540, and I'm going to tell you why. He's getting a lot of criticism for not running out the ball. He's getting a lot of criticism for being lackadaisical at times. He doesn't like that. Bryce Harper is a very prideful guy. Bryce Harper does not like that. So I feel in my mind that this is going to be a night where he comes out and he wants to absolutely slaughter and obliterate the ball. So I'm looking at Bryce Harper to go long tonight. So again, to recap, the HRS triple play that starts, you can get that bet in for another 15 minutes. Cody Clemens to get a hit, Bryson Stott for an RBI, and Ranger Suarez for 5 or more strikeouts equals plus 500. Those numbers powered by Win Daily on their prop model, 50% off. Use that code word HEAT. Now, getting back to the game, looking at the way the Philadelphia Phillies have been able to turn around. Listen, a lot of us, again, oh, by the way, big shout out to my man Tyler Mraz, okay, who does all the pre and post games for us at Heat Ratio Sports, who is actually birthday it is today and is actually live at Citizens Bank Park, enjoying some nice beverages, enjoying some nice family time at the game. Might be checking in live from the game. Who knows? We'll see. But a great birthday for him. Does a lot of work for us here on the station and on the stream and on the podcast. So I'm very grateful for that. Looking at the Rays, you got Morel, Aranda, DeLuca, Diaz, Lowe, Camaro, Carlson, Driscoll, and Caballero. And here's the interesting part. I still look at that Christopher Morel trade. I really do, because I don't understand it from a Chicago Cubs perspective, because this is a nice young player. And it sucks because I actually like Christopher Morel. I had a lot of props on Christopher Morel, but I like watching him play. And I'll be honest with you, man, I think this is in his head a little bit. And I think that's why, he's batting 196 right now. So we'll see. I don't want him to get on off the schneid tonight, but it will be nice to see, if he can do something down the line. We got Stubbs again in at catcher for JT Realmuto, who's still battling the sore knee. Listen, take your time. Take your time, JT. There's no rush. We're good, right? We're good right now. Listen, if it gets a little hairy, then you bring him back. But for right now, just listen, let him get the rest in. Let him get what he needs to do. Garrett Stubbs isn't going to set the world on fire, but if he can throw some good bunts and he can throw a couple guys out and he can hold the fort down, I'll tell you. Have a good night, man. Have a good night. Oh, you're not leaving? Oh, it's golden tea time. It's golden tea time. I got to get used to that, man. It's golden tea time. Yeah. Del Frank. Yo, are you going to give him his red carpet entrance? Yeah. I love it. It is golden tea time here at Pike Spot. One of the best arcade games ever, by the way. Great arcade game at Golden Tea. A lot of arcade games here, so make sure you're checking it out and you're getting in and get your drink on just behind the bar as always with the ones and twos. Never leaving a glass empty. Make sure you take care of her as always as well. And getting back to this game, it sets off in about 15 minutes or so. You can still get that bet in for about 12 minutes. But looking at the overall Phillies lineup, you got Schwarber, obviously Turner, Harper, Castellanos, no change, Stott, Marsh, Clemens, Rojas, and Stubbs. I'll tell you what, man, Brandon Marsh, if he continues to start hitting the ball even harder, that Castellanos, Stott, Marsh, and Clemens line right there, that's going to be a very important 1, 2, 3, 4 spot in that lineup because it's right in the middle of the lineup after you get past the 3 bombers up top. And they're making a lot of stuff happen because if they can get on base, especially you got Cody Clemens and Brandon Marsh getting on base, you got Rojas getting on base, and then you got Stubbs to hopefully play a small ball to bring them over. And then you have the bomber and Schwarber, who you saw last night. He is always just a pitch away from a Schwarber. Turner dipping below 300, batting 295. Harper back up in the 280s at 285. And Castellanos again at 245. Now looking at the OPS, Harper's almost at 900. Okay, that I'll tell you, he's really worked his way back up to that. And for all the people that say Kyle Schwarber shouldn't lead off, he's batting 250, OPS at 859. Listen, man, I'll tell you, it's very hard. I say this all the time to take a veteran at 30 plus years old and have him change his entire mindset of the baseball. And what I mean by that is hitting the baseball, his stance, his approach, the way he takes pitches, the way he memorizes pitches in the sense that what's coming on that 2-1 count, what's coming on that 3-1 count, what's that going to do? That's why you see him all the time. A lot of those check swings, he's always thinking and analyzing. And to see him go back into time a little bit and to relive those Chicago Cub days and say, I'm going to be more of a hitter. I'm going to be more of a hitter. Okay. Look at Frank. Frank got his mic. He's live trying to set this thing up. No, he's so excited. Look, you might see him. Oh my God. Look, you should see the size of this thing, man. And I am talking about a microphone. I got to be careful there. See, he caught me right there. I know. Look at him. Look at this, man. My man, you can't see this on camera yet, but you got to see this soon. My man, look at him. Look at him. He's cheesing from ear to ear. He might need a little help here. Might need a little help here. Look at him. He might look. Yeah. Doctors say can't lift nothing heavy, Frank. Come on, man. Oh man, I love it, man. We have some fun here, Pike's Pub. Look at that. It's purling too, that microphone. The whole table. He's moving my whole table here. Yeah. My God, you're rocking. It's like that car that went in the Schuylkill the other day. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the microphones on. Look, oh man, he's ready, man. He is ready. I'll tell you, Frank is ready. Look at this. Look at this. Frank is ready. I think we're going to go to break. Let's go to break and get Frank ready. How's that? Let's go to break for a minute. We're going to go to break for a minute. Let's get Frank ready. We're going to bring Frank in. He's got a little bit before the game so we can get his thoughts on the Phillies game. We're going to bring him in a minute. We're going to be back in 5. Get this mic hooked up, and we'll be right back. Look, oh, there he is. Look at that, the one, the only.
Let me bring it over.
Frank Grewbs.
How we doing?
Yeah, what's up, brother? How you doing,
I'm
man?
good, baby.
Look at you. Look at you. Look, you're shining.
Yeah, why not?
I got the spotlights right on the head, bro.
Well, I got no hair.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Better on you than me.
That's all. Yo, look.
Yeah. Leave it to them, right?
I love it. Yo, man, cheers. The new microphone, the new setup. Look at that, baby. There. Cool. I love it.
Somewhat. It definitely makes a difference.
Yes. None of those cheap microphones, man. My man Gene checking in. What's up, Gene? Mom checking in. What's up, Mom?
Oh,
Mom checking in. Yes, sir.
I gotta get Mama Grewbs to check in.
Yeah, but you gotta get Mama Grewbs to check in. But listen, hold on, man. Phillies game tonight. You only got like before we got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. What are you thinking tonight? Ranger Suarez on the mound.
I'm concerned.
Concerned for Ranger?
Yeah, I am.
Whoa, help me out.
Did you watch his last start?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What were you concerned about? Too many pitches?
Did you see where his fastball was topping out at?
I didn't look at his velo. What was it?
Under 90 consistently. 88, 89. Somebody actually, I think it was John Kruk or someone afterwards compared him to Jerry Moyer.
He
did. Someone said that.
Oh, that's not good.
He was Jerry Moyer-ish.
So I put a bet in for 5+ strikeouts. You think that's in jeopardy?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I definitely, because he couldn't break a pane of glass the last outing he had.
So that brings my theory that he had dead arm. I don't think he had a back problem. I think he had dead arm.
I don't know. I don't know if I buy the whole dead arm thing.
No?
If you're a Major League Baseball player, right? This is all you do is your body, your arm is made and trained, and all your agilities and the stretches you do is so that you can go 7, 8, 9 innings and throw 125, 130 pitches. They take these guys out way sooner than they have to these days.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean,
absolutely.
These guys can throw 120 pitches if they want to. Yeah, that's one of the things that Topper, he pulls guys. He doesn't ever go by his heart and his gut. He just sticks to that analytics crap.
I don't think he's all analytics.
I think he's a lot analytics. No?
I think he's his own. I would say my dad would agree with you. If my dad's watching right now, he gets so mad. Like, if there's a guy doing well, right, and even though it's on the script that says, all right, he pitched enough, time to come right, my dad gets nuts. Well, just leave him in. He's doing fine, right?
I agreed.
I agree. You know, like, why you gotta follow the script? Like, it's all the time.
Right. Why do you? Why? But that's what separates, I think, great managers from good managers, right? We know we have a good manager, right? But those great managers all of a sudden make that move, like let's say in the playoffs or the last couple of weeks, that everyone scratches their head like, wow, what's he doing right here? But you know what? It's against what he normally does, but he went with his gut. So I'd like to see a little more of that out of him. But
by the way, man, I gotta say, your voice sounds really good, man.
Well, thank you.
Just throwing it out there, man. I'm not trying to give you a big head, but the voice sounds really good.
I appreciate it.
You got the new microphone, you got the new setup, man. Look at that thing.
It feels good.
Feels good. Like, come on, man. Who needs WIP? You got the damn microphone right there. It's all fake stuff anyway. But
fantastic.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. I might get in trouble, right? We don't have a script that says what we're supposed to talk about, right?
Never.
Nobody tells us what we have to talk about.
There's no papers.
And we don't fabricate arguments, by the way. Because if you think those guys believe half the stuff they say, you're out of your mind.
We'll get to some, I'm sure. We don't fabricate.
Absolutely. So what you think about the triple play now? This is my triple play for tonight.
You never finished it. I didn't get to hear the rest.
Okay. As always, powered by Win Daily Sports. Make sure you use that code word HEAT. And I will say 17 people on Sunday. I want to give a shout out to all 17 people that did a quick stream ahead of football. 17 people signed up in a half hour. And every single one of them, and I'll show you the tickets, all won at least one of the bets that they placed. They all signed up for a month, and they signed up for 3 months after that with free money that they won. So just throwing it out there. Nice. Okay? Now, here's a triple play. Cody Clemens to get a hit. Just a hit.
Yeah, done.
Bryson Stott, RBI.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Here's my theory. A lot of people on base.
Strikeouts for Suarez? 5?
5.
For Suarez?
His over and under was at 5.5 and plus money. God, so I dropped it down 1 and took the 5 or more.
Hey, listen, you went with your gut.
I went with my gut.
You kind of went with what you were feeling there. I don't know. After watching him the last start, look, he's still putting the ball in the right place. He's still hitting spots, changing speeds enough. But I don't know. I don't think I don't think he's going to hit 5 tonight.
Well, we're going to follow
Just
here live.
Well, yeah.
Like we always do. And hopefully we can hit that.
Absolutely.
That cha-ching
Cha-ching.
every time. And the bonus bet is Bryce Harper home run tonight.
Bryce.
I'm going Bryce at plus 540, by the way. Plus 540.
I don't mind that. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good bet. I just don't like the other 2 parts of it.
Yes. Well, hey, we're going to find out, man.
But
We're going to find out. That's what it's all about. My man, Gino checking in. Gene Walczak from Wire to Wire. He's going to join us at 7:15 tonight. He's going to talk some birds with me and Frank. And he writes, the move only gets talked about if the bullpen doesn't work. It's very easy to question the decisions when they don't work. When the pitcher gets in trouble, when you leave him in, then he was left in too long. So he's trying to play devil's advocate.
It's easy to say it like that, though, right?
Frank, go ahead. I mean, listen, you had a cup of coffee. You were a pitcher. Listen,
man, when someone's grooving like that, we can keep going. Something drastic has to happen in that 1/2 inning in between. You're like, okay, are we going to let him go, or are we gonna put someone else out there? If you're cruising along as a pitcher, okay, you will continue to cruise until someone does something extraordinary, maybe gaps a double with an error, ends up with a triple, or a run scores in a crazy way real fast. I mean, a single home run wouldn't be the reason to take someone out, right?
True.
Leaving them in, you say, oh, he gave up a bomb. Okay, it was 1 pitch. He pitched great the rest of the game prior. But no, when you're feeling it, you run him back out there for that next inning. Period. End of story.
Now, Gene says, and I've seen this a lot, right? And I think this is a good metric that they use. He says the numbers when players see the pitcher for the 3rd time are staggering.
They're right.
3rd time through the lineup, right?
Yeah, sure. But do you think that played true to the greats? If you're really, really good, do we think Ranger Suarez is just average, or is he good? Is he great? What do we expect? I mean, do you think Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux and you think they had issues with guys the 3rd time through? No, because they pitched smart. They set them up in those first 2 at-bats for those 3rd and 4th at-bats should they have come to them.
Yeah, no, you're right, man.
I mean, you pitch to a guy different in the 1st and 2nd innings than you do in the 7th and 9th.
That is true.
So they may see you, but you're also going to go to that appearance, that plate appearance, and that at-bat. You're going to attack it differently than you had the other 3 before.
I like that.
So
you're speaking gospel tonight. Listen to you.
He's
dropping some knowledge. He's spitting some knowledge.
Laying it down.
I like it. Got to spit knowledge for the boys out here, man.
It's real.
I love it. He
it
says Ranger Suarez isn't a Hall of Famer like Tom and Greg. He's a good number 3.
I don't know why even the word Hall of Fame could even come close to his name in the same sentence.
Yeah, I don't think you called him a Hall of Famer.
But
I think you were just giving a comparison, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. He's a good pitcher, right? I'd love to see him change around what his tides have changed for him since the All-Star break, right? And even just shortly before he kind of started going backwards. Look, it's often not a confidence thing. It's often a mechanics thing. To be a pitcher at that level, you have to be confident, right? You're out there, all eyes are on you every pitch, right? You have to be a confident player to get to that point. So I don't really ever think often that it's confidence. I just think it's mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think confidence at this stage of the game when you've been a pitcher for that long. It's all mechanics, guys. Listen, it's just 100%. Like a swing, right? It's not about confidence. It's your swing gets messed up, right?
That's a little bit of both.
When you think so?
Yeah. When you talk about hitting, I think your head definitely plays a little more of a part in hitting, than it would if you were on the mound.
Okay, I like that. I can give you that, man. I like it. I like it. We're about to hit first pitch here, but
here we go.
I mentioned about JT Realmuto, and again, here in the comments talking about, he's getting there, right? For me personally, just leave him out. Like I don't understand the need to rush him back. If the knee is sore, you need him for the run.
Question is, do we really know how sore he is? None of us do.
No.
A lot of the stuff we hear left and right about injuries and should they go, should they not go.
This is true.
You don't know the player individually, how they deal with pain. And you don't know if it's really just something that's going to nag anyway the rest of the year. Even if he takes 5 days off, he could re-aggravate it, step in the wrong way in the next game.
Yeah,
just like that.
that's true.
So 5 days of rest, even though he could have played those other 5 days with the wince of pain, right? Deal with it because that's what these guys do.
Yes,
We play hurt all the time.
all the time.
So they deal with aches and pains, and they add up through the season. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't put himself in jeopardy in any way.
No,
And
not
the
at all.
coach wouldn't either. But no, I don't mind running them out there.
I just think I'm just saying I don't think we need to rush him. That's all. I think that
And
you
let me
know.
ask
Oh,
you
by the
this.
way,
Go ahead.
real fast, keep that
Yeah.
thought for 1
No,
second.
go ahead.
He's going to strike at least 2 guys out in the first inning. We'll see.
You want $5 on that right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Let's
go.
let's
Go
do
on,
that,
right
bro.
in front of everybody.
There you go, bro.
2
There we go.
strikeouts in the first
I
inning.
like it. 2 strikeouts in the first
There we
inning.
go. I'm not a gambler, by the way.
You saw that, right? What's that?
I am not a gambler.
Let's go. Let's put it all
That's
on
it.
a bar.
That's
2
it.
strikeouts, man. Come on.
I gamble on myself. That's it. If I want to bet, it's on me doing something.
I love it, man. I love it. So what were you going to say? I'm sorry. I rudely interrupted.
No. I think back to all these teams, these great teams, those Yankees teams, those Red Sox teams. Do you think they were doing that shit towards the end of the year? Do you think they were doing that, being like, oh, let's give him some rest? Or that didn't happen. They played. This wasn't even a conversation 20 years ago.
True.
It was just
like basketball, right? I mean, we're getting into that kind of realm, right?
Yeah, I can't. And that's a whole nother. That drives me nuts.
The rest.
Yeah.
I know.
All the money people put in to go watch someone play, and then
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that pisses me
Tonight
off.
is load management night.
That's
folks.
the one thing that
Welcome
pisses
to
me
load
off.
management.
Load management. When do I get? I don't get load management.
I don't
get load
either.
management.
Yeah,
I just keep going, go.
Right.
Right. There's no
Yeah.
load management.
No.
Who's that? Oh, Alec Boehmer's another. Alec Boehm.
Boehmer.
He took ground balls today. Right.
Ooh, he looks. Yeah. Still looks sore.
Yeah.
Definitely sore. That was a sore run.
That was a sore run.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
listen,
That's all
man.
right.
That's why you build up the big lead. Right. That's why you build up the big 7-8 game lead. So you have these opportunities.
That's why you don't take guys and sit them.
Well, true.
Because then it's a 5-game lead.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
Then
you have this opportunity now, though. Like you already have that cushion. So yeah, okay. If it gets a little hairy, then you kind of rush these guys back. But there's no reason to rush them back if it doesn't get hairy. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. First swinging and miss.
Swinging a miss.
On the first pitch, man. Just throwing it out there. What was that velo up there?
Bada.
What was that velo up there? We gotta check that
Said
live. What was that?
bada.
What was that? I'm gonna eat my words. Don't worry.
Tommy,
I'm sure.
turn the AC down, would you please?
Turn the AC
The
down.
AC down. Yeah. Crank that sucker down for me, bud.
You mean
Thanks.
put the air on?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, damn. Yo, by the way, 90,
should say-
92.
What about
92.
tomorrow?
For the fastball.
92.
92.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a couple miles an hour.
Just throwing it out there.
Tommy
92.
Levin. I
92.
said 92. What?
Oh, see?
There's your boy Ranger.
Yeah, but if you
just
missed it, but
telling
who
you.
hit that? I specifically told about Christopher Morel in the pregame, man.
Yes, you did.
This is a nice young player. I didn't want him to get hot with us, but he can hit the ball. I think Chicago's an idiot.
Hey.
You think Rangers going to get shelled?
Tommy
There,
says
say that again, Tom. What do you got? Go ahead, say that again.
say into the mic.
Right there.
Shelled.
He's
Tommy
gonna-
says they're getting shelled.
I hope not, man. Well, listen, he could give me a Taiwan Walker where if he gets me to 5 strikeouts and give me
Taiwan.
5. How about that? Remember we
How
talked
about
about
him the other night?
Is that
I was thinking of
experience
you the
on
other
now?
night.
Come on.
Oh.
All right. He could listen. He
Well,
can still get strikeouts.
He absolutely can. And listen, honestly, I hope I lose the bet. I hope he strikes 2 people out the first.
4 innings at best. He's saying. Ooh, he said 4 innings at
4
best.
innings at best.
I hope you're wrong, man. But I mean, listen,
I don't know. I mean,
we're gonna see. I mean, there's a ground ball.
There
There's a
we go.
ground ball out.
that's all.
That's all Ranger right there. That's his deal,
Listen,
man.
we talked about, even though I said his speed was down, I told you he was still hitting his spots, and he will.
Well, if you said Kruk said Jamie Moyer, that's what he used to
I
do.
can't
right?
I can't say definitely it was Crucker. I just know
It could have been.
it may have been. It may have been. Don't come looking for me, Johnny.
Hey, what's up? There's Adam. Our man Adam coming all the way from
Adam.
Kennett Square.
Adam from Kennett Square.
Yeah,
in the
look at
house.
that. Taking a
How about
ride, bro. Taking a
How
ride.
about it.
My man is here.
That's some.
What do you think, Adam?
That's
Ranger
commitment
Suarez,
right
5
there.
strikeouts or not? He's trying to get his drink on
Just
right now.
distracted him.
Just distracted us.
Just distracted him.
Yo, Jess doesn't have anybody yelling at her about chicken tonight.
Nobody.
She'll have to wear.
Nobody. Definitely.
No angry comments tonight.
No angry chef tonight.
No, we're good. We're good. Come on. It's 1-1, man.
No angry chef.
Hey Adam, 5 strikeouts or no for Ranger? What are you thinking?
Come on, Adam.
Higher. He says higher.
Higher.
See?
That's that Kennett Square air getting to you over there, buddy.
7? He says 7.
7.
Wow.
All right.
See that's a strike, man.
Hey, Tony, this is a perfect time for you to plug your robot up right there.
It should be a
That's
robot.
exactly what you want.
I mean, come on, man.
Tony says, "Give me a robot.
Get me a robot up, please." God damn.
Robot. But he's still got to have someone back there to call plays at home plate.
Yeah.
So the robot's there. The ump stands to his left or behind him.
I mean, you still have to have the regular umpire there.
You have to. Yeah.
100%. This guy's striking out. It's a strikeout number 1.
When you have
I'm calling it right now.
70s porn stash, you should.
Come on, man. Here we go. Foul ball. See, he was behind on that. High fastball. Behind on it.
You guys hear Tony's
Yeah.
grasping for straw.
No, man. I'm like, I'm giving him the power, man. The arm, man. Like, I'm giving him the arm right now, man.
He's reaching up.
Come on, here
high.
we go. Ready?
There you go.
Watch.
Look at this guy.
Who's this?
It's a
DeLuca. This guy stinks. He's striking out. Watch. Guaranteed.
Oh,
See you. There's one, baby. Yo, there's one. There's one. All right. See?
Numero uno.
Adam for Ken Square might be right.
Numero
7.
uno. Guys,
7.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're all right. I do.
Listen, man. That's what's fun about this, man. Listen, we need Ranger if we're going to go into Red October hot.
Yeah,
bro.
we do.
I mean, it's simple as that.
Look,
there's another. Look like he's throwing strikes out there tonight,
I
Frank.
told you he hits his spots.
Yeah,
He's gonna
man.
hit his spots.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Totally.
See you, man.
See you guys.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
See you,
guys.
Tommy
Have a good
Kid.
night.
How about it?
Let's sit up. See, at least they saw a strikeout.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. At least they saw a
They
strikeout.
saw your lone strikeout.
Yeah, my lone strikeout. That's okay. That's okay. Tampa Bay puts a lot of bats on
What was the money line on this game?
You know what? I forgot to look at that, but I didn't see
I'm not
the
again. I
money
didn't
line.
mean to throw a curveball at you there.
That's all right. Oh, that's a great play by Stott. All right, so we got 2
There you
outs. Can we get the second strikeout?
That was it.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had 3. All right.
Yeah. I was like,
All
wait,
right, so you get $5. You got 1
That's it.
strikeout. So $5.
There you
We're
go.
gonna start running that tab.
There you go.
Let's start running that tab,
Oh, it's
baby.
gonna get heavy.
Oh, look at that. Gene
gonna
checks
get
in,
heavy.
gives us the money line minus 185 for the Phillies, man,
Minus 185.
for the game. Oof,
All right.
a little juice there, bro.
a
We
little
got
bit.
it. That's parlay territory right there, man. That's parlay territory. That's what you got to do. You got a party. We had a good lineup tonight, by the way. We got Gene checking in at 7:15.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk some birds.
Nice.
You never met my boy. I know Adam has my boy Dave GloecknerJr, who does the Sirius show with me.
Yeah.
He's gonna check in at 8. Just
Nice.
talking NFL. Just
Sweet.
week 1
I love
NFL,
it.
man.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
highs,
Lot
lows.
of lot of surprises this week.
I'll tell you what.
A lot of surprises.
A lot of field goals this week. I'll tell you that.
Field goals.
I mean, thinking about that, I mean, doesn't that finally
6
say?
of them last night.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
6 of them.
6 field.
Field goals.
Chris Boswell for the Steelers had all field goals.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And what do you think about that? By the way, I know this is the Phillies, but I got my own theory
Oh, what?
about
What exactly?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he's done,
I
and I think Tomlin is trying to put a positive spin on it because he is a player's coach and Russ is a veteran. And I think he's been hiding this all along that he wants to go with Fields, but he doesn't want to do it the bad way because they already said they're sticking with Fields.
You're talking about Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
Bro. That guy is as straight a shooter as there has to be as an NFL.
Oh, 100% agree.
Right?
Yes.
Now, he never gives the media anything to talk about, but I don't think he had that plan in the back of his head. I don't know. I just can't see that being. I think when Russell got there, he was like, "Sweet."
Yes, I agree.
Now we
and then he watched him play.
And then all of a sudden, then he got another quarterback.
Yes, and then he watched the two of them play.
Here's the thing: did he ask for that other quarterback, or did they say we're going to get it for you now anyway and see what you can do with it? There's the question.
I think he could have asked for that quarterback, and not because he wasn't sold on Russ.
That's a long shot.
Is that Schwarber?
Out of here.
I should have took him again, man. God damn it. Last night, I didn't take the floor bomb. And I'm going to show it. Listen, I'm going to bring this up so everybody sees this, okay? So this is why, man, Kyle Schwarber again.
Is he the second greatest leadoff hitter to Ricky Henderson ever?
Well, remember, he shouldn't be leadoff, people said.
I know, but is this ridiculous what this guy is doing?
And he is
absolutely never, ever been anything done like this by a leadoff hitter.
No.
Ever.
No. I mean, look at that pitch, man. And he doesn't even change his swing.
His swing is beautiful.
Yes.
It's a beautiful swing. We better be quiet. We're going to piss Tom off down there.
Why? What's Tom?
Tom doesn't like hearing us talk. He told me last week. He's like, it's so annoying. I said, well, Tom, we'll be quiet. We'll turn it down for you.
We could give him some AirPods or something.
We should, give him some earplugs.
And he can hook it up directly to the download iTunes machine.
And then he could just listen by himself.
Yes.
Perfect.
He can listen to Crocker and McCarthy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He can listen to Crocker and McCarthy.
Yes.
I heard Tom a lot over the weekend, by the way. You know, he does all the NFL games.
This Tom?
Tom McCarthy, he does NFL work.
No. Of course I know.
But I'm saying I heard. Not this time. I don't know. Does he do NFL games?
Yeah. Do you like? He does the Tennessee Titan games.
Yeah.
Not?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if I like him that much doing football.
I want to show everybody this. So just so you see this too, Frank.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, okay. I didn't take it. I'm gonna share the screen, so everybody sees what I'm looking at here, and this is why you get over to that WinDailySports.com and use that home run model. Because, hey, Frank, look at this, Frank.
I see that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Who was the fifth guy that we said was going to hit a home run tonight? Kyle Schwarber. 3.5 edge. The highest you can get is 4. Who hits a home run? Kyle Schwarber. So again, WinDailySports.com. Use that code word HEAT. 50% off for all your sports betting needs. Man, I'll tell you, man, you win some money. You're not going to win every night, but you definitely have a great opportunity. Gino says, Schwarber's on another level. To say he's just on fire he's just on another level.
He's out of his mind. I've never seen someone whose swing never changes.
No,
his swing never changes. You don't see anything different. Every time he swings the bat, it's the same swing. He doesn't. How many times we see him go through rough spots? And if he does, they're very short.
Very short.
Very right.
Very short. So I'm liking Bryce tonight, man. I think I always take Bryce after he messes up on the field. That's why it's just one of those gut calls.
Like when he makes an error.
Yeah, or like last night he didn't run the ball out. He was apologizing, right? I always take him. That was a 2-strike swing, but I always take him because I always feel like he's that kind of guy who just wants to show. Now I'm good, man. Like, you know what? I'm good. So
I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's another guy that needs to get right. And he's just playing through it. By the way, real quick, Steve, I see you checking in. I got your call the other day. I promise you, my man, I will give you a call this week. Just been working on some things. So, Steve, shout out. I will give you a call. I promise. Have my word. I say that online so everybody knows, man.
All right.
I am a man of my word.
Promises out.
Yeah, man. Well, promises. Nick Castellanos, man. Listen, where would we be without Nick Castellanos this year, right? I would say that. Who would have thought?
A month ago, we all wanted to hang him.
Yes, exactly.
We were all up in arms.
Yeah,
But I think it was the first show that I jumped on here with you was when he started to go on a tear again.
Yep, opposite way.
Drop.
You put a little drive into it.
Right.
That's all right. 1-0. Thank you, Kyle Schwarber. 1-0 after the first inning. We got one of our Ks. For Ranger Suarez. Let's see if we can get a couple more. We'll find out. We're going to talk a little birds pretty
Little
soon.
birds, baby.
Little birds, because 34-29, unfortunately, listen, for the Green Bay Packers, I hate the fact that Jordan Love got injured because I'm a football fan and I love to see the young players play, man.
Almost the last play of the game.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And all those morons, those Twitter trolls and the internet idiots that want to say that Jalen Carter did this shit on purpose, they're morons. Come on, man. Come on. Garbage.
No, definitely
Garbage.
not. There was, you would see intent. You'd see it. You'd see a grip and a twist.
Yes. Now,
you know,
hold on. We got to stop for a second.
Yeah.
Because this is where I don't know if Gene wants to push my buttons just to try to be like debatable, like a WIP personality, or he really means this, because I think this is way off, because he knows Cassie's my guy.
All right.
I'm a Cassie guy.
Okay.
And he says, can we calm down a bit with the Cassie resurgence? He's batting 245 with 19 home runs. Bro, can you just do me a favor? Okay, and you can come back with that. Is give me the stats of Nick Castellanos from May 15th to now and take out the first 6 weeks of the season. Okay, because he was batting like 171, and to be at 245 has been the best hitter on the Phillies in the past 3.5 months. So for $25 million, that is great.
Yep,
for what he's done. Right? Am I wrong?
And he's been out there every day.
Every day.
He's out there every day.
Making diving catches.
Everything.
Right? Doing everything he needs to do.
Yes.
And he was the only guy here when nobody else. Trey Turner wasn't balling. Kyle Schwarber wasn't balling. Bryce Harper wasn't balling. Who was balling? Nick Castellanos. So, man, I think people need to stop with the stats of the entire year and actually do some work where they look at stats from the time he got hot. Okay? Because you have to look at when the Phillies got hot, and it's a 100% real statistic on why they were able to do what they do. Look, he wants to throw stats, right? From May 15th, 258 with 17 home runs. Okay. So what's Bryce Harper hitting? What do you want Nick Castellanos to hit, bro? What do you want him to hit 300?
First of all, where's he hitting in the lineup? He's what, 6?
He was
five,
but it was batting 6 and 7.
He was batting 6 and 7. Like, what do you want out of your 6 and 7 hitter?
Right.
Now we move up. I mean, you're getting 20 home runs. You're getting a 260. What was 265 or 258? He said
258.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. We in the ideal world, we'd all want everybody out there hitting 275 with 20 home runs and 68 RBIs or 80 RBIs. But every player on a team can't be that guy.
No,
And then maybe they're going to say, okay, well, Marsh doesn't do that. Rojas doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. So what are we getting out of our outfield? Well, that's another question in itself. But,
I mean, you're talking about guys right now getting $40 million, and you're worried about Nick Castellanos getting 25 and he's going to finish this year with probably, who's that? I'll say he finished, let's see. This is what I'm. Let's not forget how putrid he was in April. Calm down, cuz I understand that, and that's my point.
Look at Tony,
right? He was that because he was that bad.
Someone's chiming in.
He was that bad. I don't even know if I'm gonna send this dude a link for 7:15 now.
Someone is,
but no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, man, because I think people get a little crazy. On the other end, man, he was putrid. He was terrible. He was absolutely dog shit for a month.
He was.
But guess what? That just shows you can wipe away a whole month and have a really, really good year. That's called he didn't give up. That's called he continued to play. He didn't get days off. He didn't get rest. Come on, man. Stop. Go hate on somebody else. Stop hating on my man Cassie.
Yeah.
See, I got a little thing for Cassie.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I do.
Well, that guy just wanted to ruffle your feathers.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. That's all right.
Ruffle your feathers.
Yeah, you didn't see. I might have to bring the jigsaw mask here.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Well, it's coming out soon, right?
I'll tell you, man. It might have
soon.
to come out. Halloween. If we had, I don't know Halloween is what day Halloween is.
I have a feeling we're going to see it before Halloween.
Yeah, I think so too. He
Somewhere,
says,
I think early October, Jigsaw might come back.
"Oh, I think so. Think so."
Just a guess.
He says, "I'm glad you're a Casty guy. I'm not a fan of Casty or Bohm. I'm a Stoddard guy who was, by the way, that's my daughter's favorite player, and has had a rough year too. I just hate that you could throw him as slider and he whiffs. I love Bryce, Kyle, and Trey. Actually, if you follow Casty, bro, that he has laid off that outside slider a lot. Okay, he has been very disciplined at the plate. So, again,
just think about how this whole season's gone. We have gone from player to player to player, being pissed at each one at a completely different time during the season because of their performance.
Yes,
think about that.
Exactly.
Through the whole year.
Exactly.
We were picking on this guy to start, and then this guy to start, and then this guy, and it went from one to another, and then it's just because people are never satisfied. I don't think it's. Here we are, 7 games up still, and
people still worry,
and we're just nitpicking.
People still worry. I'm not worried.
They just want to hear themselves talk.
Maybe. I mean, it could be. I mean, Rich checking in from North Carolina. Rich checking in from North Carolina.
In the house.
My man, he was on my man's been living life. He's been on the beach like every day.
Carolina colors.
Every day, Rich on the beach. I love it, man.
Surf fishing? Is he surf fishing?
Nah, he's just chilling on it. He's just sitting there looking at the waves, him and a wifey, just having a good time.
I'll tell you what, the water's rough down there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been on the coast swimming.
South Carolina.
Okay, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Even worse water. Tough water down there.
Are you a surfer or something?
Nah, I'm an ocean swimmer.
Are you?
Yeah, I love swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, see,
I've had boats. I've swam out Delaware Bay, out in the middle of the ocean.
I got like sharkophobia.
I'll tell you, all the freaking videos you see anymore. If I still had my boat, I don't think I'd be jumping in the ocean anymore.
I got sharkophobia, bro. I can't.
And they're everywhere, dude. They're everywhere.
I know.
They're like within 30 yards of the beach. There's like 20 of them that go by. There's a great white that they track down in Cape May. Comes back. Oh, you got to.
No, we got 2. It's a big deal right here. Can we get a second strikeout? Can we get a second strikeout ring?
I hate to root against the Phillies. I want this guy to like lay down a bunt or something.
Just so you can prove me wrong. I love it, man. I love it. Come on, man. See, maybe my gut was wrong. We'll see.
What did I tell you?
No, you did, man. You did. And you're who's our boy?
Tommy.
He said 4th inning. He said 4th inning. So we'll see. We'll see. That hurts, man. That hurts.
He lucked into that.
Yeah, that hurts.
Tommy lucked into that number 4, but
he's never going to let us live it down, though. Or he's never going to let me live it down. But that way,
he'll forget.
31 pitches in 2 innings.
Wow.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good. Gene says, I'm not worried. I love the Phillies. We all have our favorites. We all have the guys who piss us off. For me, Bone Casty and Taiwan Walker are the ones that get me. The Taiwan Walker.
Me too, buddy.
That Taiwan thing's got to be done.
He's got to go.
You can't
eat his salary and send him packing somewhere.
Yes, 100%. You have to. But listen, we're going to go to break, and we're going to come back with some Eagles talk, and we're going to have Gene live on the line. Gene's going to be on screen live on the line. Gene Walczak at Wire to Wire podcast. Make sure you're checking those guys out. My man does a ton of content. Very highly educated.
Guy, huh?
Yeah, he said he drove into the game, man.
I can't wait to hear.
He broke down the game film. Coach.
See. I can't wait.
So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to have Gene at 7:15 talking Eagles. And we're going to get into some. I have a feeling we're going to get some debates.
Are you hungry? Should we get some chicken tenders or what?
That kitchen closed tonight.
Maybe. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Nate left, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we got some issues in the kitchen. Wow. That's why I said Jess isn't going to have no bad comments. That's all right. Things happen. All right. Things happen here. We'll be back in 5 minutes live here from Pikes.
There you go.
And we are back live here from
He's
Pike's
done.
Club, man. What are we looking at? We're looking at the Phillies game. It's 2-1. You're already talking about Ranger. I don't want to talk about Ranger. Let's stop talking about Ranger right now for a little bit because we got some Phillies right on live. We got some Eagles talk, right? Tony Cutillo, Frank Ruby right here at Pike's Pub. And we have our man who was just going back and forth, get me all fired up, bringing the jigsaw out. My man, Gene Walczak. What's up, G?
What's happening? I really need to see more Jigsaw. I love that. Give me that. I love Jigsaw.
Gee, let me tell you, man, I'm not going to do you service, bro, because you're everywhere on Wire to Wire. So explain to the people where you're at, where they can find you, and what you're doing, my man.
So Wire to Wire Network, we have a bunch of shows. We have a morning show daily, Monday through Friday. Wednesday nights are our flagship. That's our Wire to Wire Sports Podcast from 7 to 9. Thursday night, all NFL, and we do an Eagles show, Birds Deep. But we have a ton of shows. Saturday morning, college football. We're really trying to put out good content, put out good material, and continue to grow in this industry with like you, brother.
Yo, man, listen, I say it to people all the time. You know why? Other shows continue to book the same people and the same guests that you hear on every single radio station. And basically, it's just like a carousel for them. They go to one station, say the same thing. Go to another station, say the same thing. I try to bring people that we need to hear from, the up and coming, man, because that's what we're all doing, brother. We're trying to grind. And you've been grinding. Watch it. You said you put some heavy analytics and studying into this Eagles game, man. So, number one, what was your first overall, thoughts when the game ended? We watched the game ended, we win. First thing in Gino's mind, what are you thinking, man?
We escaped the game. We escaped the game in which our starting quarterback played awful. And listen, that last drive is exactly what Jalen Hurts is, right? Awesome. He's a gamer. He's a winner that will win games at the end. But he played very poor football. And I guess my first takeaway of the game was I wish the offense would have had a little bit of preseason snaps because they looked so bad to start that game. 2 turnovers, first 2 drives. They scored points, and I got to give Kellen more credit. A lot of offense was schemed open. A lot of guys were schemed open. I loved some of the route concepts. I loved some of the motion. We haven't seen motion in Philadelphia since when? I don't know. Since Andy Reid, there's not been motion in the Eagles offense for years, and it looked good. It looked good schematically, but it was really tough to watch Jalen Hurts make a lot of poor decisions. He had 3 turnovers. He could have had 5. He had 4 turnover-worthy plays. I wouldn't put the fumble on him. He had 2 interceptions and 2 picks that were dropped, but Jalen Hurts was the most concerning part of when I turned that game off.
Frank? Jalen Hurts.
Well, I kind of some of what he said. There's a little bit too. I said, but ultimately, and he'll agree with me as well as you. There's never going to be that timing. You're not going to have that timing right out of the gate that first game because they don't play those preseason games. Now, I think you're being a bit harsh on him a little bit. He ended up in the game. I think he was 17 for 25, 251. Yeah, I agree. He certainly had some decisions that we all kind of shook our head to, but considering no play time, no continuity in the live speed of a real game, I don't think it was as horrible as we're all making it out kind of sound to be. Because when I first watched the game the first time, I kind of felt the way you did. And then I watched it again, and I really thought that, it was just a timing thing. And, everyone up front's getting ready to go too. And they're all new up front. And those guys all play a part in how things go in the passing game. I'll tell you what, though, to your point, one of the things he did do well was throw well against the blitz. He was like 6 of 8 for 91 yards against the blitz. So there were some good things that we did see.
And that's a great point because that was one of the things. And Gene, I know you know this, and Frank, you know this, but they were saying that points of emphasis was without Jason Kelce there and being the guy with the blitz calls. Now Jalen was going to have to call him on his own, and I think he did a pretty good job. And at the end of the day, we won the game, like you said. We escaped the win. But Saquon Barkley, bro, let's leave Jalen where he's at because all the people that said I was crazy, when I was on Sirius, they told me I was being a homer because I took Saquon. He was going to be the man. Gene, I'm telling you, man, I'm feeling so many good vibes with Saquon Barkley. He looked like a man possessed against the Packers.
I mean, I love Saquon Barkley, and when he got his cleats fixed after the first quarter, he looked different, right?
Yep.
You need to get those cleats fixed. You're right.
Everybody was. Everyone was.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley could have that CMC effect for the Philadelphia Eagles that CMC had over in San Francisco. I love what Saquon Barkley brings to his team. And it's not just running the football. It's what he demands in pass coverage. You cannot throw a linebacker on him. You have to bring a safety down to stick him, because if you put a linebacker on him, what's going to happen is what happened for his first touchdown. They're going to throw the ball up, and he's going to be the better of the two players going for that football. So I was very happy with Saquon Barkley. But to respond to your Jalen Hurts thing against the blitz, he had a perfect quarterback rating versus the blitz. That was incredible. But, and I don't know how much emphasis you guys put on PFF gradings. I'm subscribed to it, some good, some bad. Do you know PFF ranked him the worst starting quarterback behind Daniel Jones, Bryce Young? He was worst out of everyone in the NFL. I wasn't that critical of him, but he definitely had way too many turnover-worthy plays.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I do. I get it. I will say that, you know, a couple times I said, what the hell are you doing? Especially on that one pick, you throw across your body, you roll out. You can't do that, right? We know that. And you know, again, I don't know if that's just trying to do too much. If that, like, I don't know. I don't want to make too much out of it because it is only game one. But if that continues to happen, listen, I will agree. I will be overly critical of him. But with Saquon Barkley, I mean, this is not just what you said. It's not just running a ball. And I said that in the preseason when we were getting ready for fantasy football. And I was like, listen, this guy is going to catch the rock, man. Like, you don't understand. They're putting packages in for him. That's why I hit the over 100 combined R&R, hit the anytime touchdown. And I should have played the 2 touchdowns, but I didn't. And make sure if you're a betting guy, go to windowsports.com, use a code word HEAT, H-E-A-T, to get the 50%. Now, Gene, let me ask you something about the defense, because me and Frank were talking, and it was like, number one, you hear Devin White's not going to be there. Everybody's like, damn, here we go already. Right. Devin White, the guy. But then the Kobe Dean shows up in a big way. Was this, you know, and Zach Braun, by the way, that Frank mentioned. I mean, that dude looked like a man possessed, you know, a bona fide special teams player. And now here goes the Vic Fangio effect. He gets the best out of these guys. I mean, was this a coming out party, so to speak, for the Kobe Dean?
Oh, if you followed me, you know I'm one of Nakobe Dean's biggest fans. From the Georgia days, I love him. He's so instinctual. He's so intelligent. And people talk about his injury history. You know, this guy didn't miss a football game until he got to the NFL. Like, didn't miss a game at Georgia, didn't miss a game in high school. He's had some bad luck in the NFL. He's undersized. I get it. But his instincts, and you've seen it on 2 plays in that game, the hit that he had on Josh Jacobs in the screenplay and the pick 6 that he dropped, which, you know, he's not a receiver for a reason, but his instincts were there, and they've always been there. He's super intelligent, always in the right hole. Now, where he gets himself in trouble is he's smaller. So if he gets buried in that line of scrimmage, and when they were running the football with consistency in the second quarter, he was getting bullied. And that's where he has to stand out. That's why they had to make the move, moving Bryce Huff off the field and putting Brandon Graham back in, because he was getting bullied in those gaps. But I love Nakobe Dean. I'm a fan. And Zach Bond, man, that might have been the best Eagles linebacker game we've seen in a long time.
Yep.
You were talking about that, right, Frank? Yep. I mean, you mentioned it.
He, you know, I didn't go back and look at him rush the quarterback last year or the years previous, but he rushes the quarterback very well. We talked about being bendy. Remember one time we talked about defensive ends?
Yep.
They kind of he's bendy. He can move around real good. But to his point about Nakobe Dean, he's right. The only time he does get into issues is when those linemen get to that second level and they get into his body. He's a really intelligent football player. And he reads linemen, and he'll be to the play. And the only time he won't be there is if that one time he's a little slow to the take, and a lineman gets up in his face. But otherwise, like you said, he played a great game. And the linebackers, I came out of that game thinking that was the least of our concerns. Now,
it's crazy.
Going into this, I thought that was one of our biggest concerns. And Quinyon Mitchell is for real. I know that too.
For real.
Quinyon is definitely for real.
Hey, brother.
How are you? How's everybody doing? All right. Score Bomb, as always. We're live right here for Pike's Pub. We got a 2-2 game right here in Tampa and the Philadelphia Phillies. We got our man Gene Walczak on from Wire to Wire Sports Network. Gene, I mean, speaking of the defensive line, we've talked about this. Who's this?
Gone.
Is that Turner?
Out of here.
Hold on. We gotta
Turner.
We gotta play this song, man.
Turner.
It's just like where it says it's back park here, man.
It's just like it.
It's just like where it says it's back park. Get right here at Pike's Fall, man. Look at Trey Turner.
Just like
Trey Turner going deep, man, going deep. I played the wrong one, Gene. I played the wrong home run bet so far. Let's see. Maybe Bryce should get it. I don't know. But the defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Like, I didn't see a ton of pass rush. I saw Brandon Graham getting involved a lot. You say you watched a lot of film back. What you see for that defensive line?
A lot of slipping and sliding. I want to wait another week or two to make judgment on the defensive line because, yes, they didn't get pressure on the quarterback, but neither did Green Bay. The only time Green Bay really got pressure on Jalen Hurts was when Jalen held the football and tried to run or any type of read option. The field was atrocious. The NFL should be embarrassed at themselves for having that game there. And it looked very reminiscent of the Super Bowl when the Philadelphia Eagles edge rushers were just sliding. What I will give credit, they played Brandon Graham a lot more snaps than I expected him to play. And exactly when Josh Huff was getting in trouble, was getting in trouble.
All right, I get it. I do it all the time.
They put Brandon Graham in the game to stop the run. They were consistent up front as far as like plugging gaps, but their pass rush was not there. And I attribute that a little bit more to the field than I do to the actual players. They were slipping and sliding. Everybody was sliding that game. I am so shocked we didn't come out of that game with more injuries. My biggest concern on that Eagles defense was Avonte Maddox, who was awful. He was terrible.
You'll never see him play like that again. That was a bad game for him.
Would you not have kept Quinion in the slot, which he played the entire preseason, and put Keely Ringo on the outside instead of moving Quinion to the outside and putting
I like Quinion outside. I like him out there. Put them against the number 2. Run him. Oh, look at us.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at Bryce.
He can play.
Look at Bryce.
He can play either spot, though. To your point, you kind of want to keep him on the slot. I think he's okay outside. I don't mind putting him. I mean, we have the opportunity this year to have 2 corners that we can say, okay, you lock number 1, you lock number 2, and that's that. We haven't had that in some time. But to your point, your thought process isn't too far off either as well.
I was surprised. I expected a lot more out of Avonte Maddox. I mean, I know it's only first game, but to G's point, listen, we have a very talented defensive back group. So I hope it's not like this long leash to where we continue to wait and develop. Like, listen, if he's not doing it, man, we got other people that can step in. So to your point, I agree. I mean, we heard a lot about Keely Ringo being just as good, if not better. I mean, the whole reason why James Bradbury's not playing corner, right? I mean, So at the end of the day, put him in there. I'm with you, Gene. I think he deserves a shot.
I just didn't like the Avonte Maddox move. I mean, it looked like all preseason they were set up to have Isaiah Rodgers and Slay on the outside with Quinion in the slot. So when Isaiah Rodgers is out, why not go to your backup outside corner with Keely Ringo has NFL snaps on the outside? You went to Avonte Maddox, moved Quinion to the outside. Now, granted, Quinion played very well. One of my favorite plays of the game is him running with Christian Watson down the sideline on that go route. He was step for step one of the fastest receivers in the league.
Yes,
but Jaden Reed absolutely abused Avonte Maddox in the slot. And it was something that was just very tough to watch.
It was, Frank. Jaden Reed had a monster game.
He did. Well, listen, the half the problem was that we didn't stop the run the way we needed to. I mean, they ran the football pretty decently against us. And part of what he was saying, we were slipping, but when we weren't slipping and sliding, we weren't getting off of blocks. The pressure we weren't creating, he's right on the point with that, but we had the opportunity to get off of blocks. We weren't getting off of blocks. And that comes down to technique, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It comes down to technique, but ultimately, I mean, we got a lot of things in front of us that we have to figure out. And like Gene said, we're not going to find out this week. We need another week or two, particularly, like you said, with the defensive line. I agree with him with that.
Yeah, I agree. 100%, man. 100%. I mean, listen, and we got Monday Night Football. right? We got Monday Night Football. By the way,
boy.
we swing over to Monday nights here at Pike's Pub start next week, specifically for Monday Night Football. So we got Eagles pregame, or I should say Phillies pregame, and then we got Eagles pregame and Eagles Monday night. So we're going to have a lot of live bets, a lot of good food, and a lot of good drinks going around here, Gene. If you're in the area, Gino, you got to come on by, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. What's going on, my man? It'll be a lot of fun. Now, speaking offensively, I know we talked about Saquon Barkley. We talked about Jalen Hurts, but receiver-wise, it almost seems like it's exactly what we felt was going to happen, right? You get the big game with the big play from A.J. Brown, and then you get the very strategic routes by Devontae Smith. It just seems like that's going to be it for the entire. I loved it. Not a lot from Jahan Dotson. Didn't expect a lot from Jahan Dotson, but because it is obviously his first game as an Eagle. But
he was almost non-existent.
Yeah, he really was. But looking at that, I mean, I took Gene. You know this. I was a little crazy. Everybody said that's crazy, but I took A.J. Brown as my top receiver in fantasy football. I actually took him as my number 1 overall pick in some leagues. And then last night, when Christian McCaffrey gets ruled out, I had a couple people hit me up and say, yo, man, I should have listened to you. It's only week 1. I get it. But I was patting myself on the back a little bit because I didn't want those issues. A.J. Brown, man, it's his over and under was 87.5 for catches this year. I took the over.
Yes,
what did Gene think?
I mean, I definitely like the over. I think Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are going to be able to catch the football a ton, but I think they're going to give work to everybody in that offense. If I'm being completely, I think that Devontae Smith, and once again, A.J. Brown is just different, right? I think Devontae Smith is your route runner. He's going to have higher volumes and catches, but what A.J. Brown can bring to you in your offense is, I just think it's next level. I think that, you look at the route versus Jair Alexander, in which he scored the touchdown. He ran directly in them, used his physicality, caught the ball, and ran away from him. You're not allowed to be that big, that strong, and that fast in the NFL. That's insane. He has just a different type of talent to him. And I'm really happy with the entire Eagle structure. But I can't wait to see what Jahan Dotson does. I was high on him coming out of Penn State. He hasn't really acclimated with the offense yet, but he is one of the best bad ball catchers in the NFL. He is. You got to remember, he played with Sean Clifford at Penn State. Sean Clifford throws nothing but wounded ducks. I think Jahan Dotson's going to catch a lot of footballs this year.
I like that bad ball catcher. And I'm telling you, you're so spot on, because when they got him, the first thing I said was, I remember 3 red zone touchdowns specifically last year that he should have not caught. I had him on my fantasy team. And I'm like, this dude just catches everything. It's still puzzling to me on why Washington got rid of him. Like, I still don't understand, especially watching him this week.
That was just a head scratcher. That just made no sense whatsoever.
I'll get it.
It couldn't have been a money thing, right?
Nah, different coaching staff. I think different coaching staff. He doesn't really fit what Cliff Kingsbury wants to do. Cliff Kingsbury, his entire career, has wanted to put fast receivers around mobile quarterbacks. Jahan Dotson's not. He's actually a receiver.
That's true.
Cliff Kingsbury.
I like Cliff.
What has he done?
Listen, man.
What has he done?
All I know is I know
Cliff.
Cliff can pull some ass skin, and I'm not talking about pig skin. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
okay, I'm just saying, man.
Tony, Cliff Kingsbury has been the biggest thief I've ever seen in the NFL. Let's be honest. You're talking about a guy that got a head coaching job. He got a head coaching job for going 7-6 with Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. Then he gets the number 1 draft pick. It's Kyler Murray. Everyone thinks he's an MVP candidate and ruins them. Now like, Kyler Murray stinks. He's not a good football player. Like, this guy is walked into 2 unbelievable situations.
He has.
And has failed at both of them.
He has.
Listen, man. Listen, he's still there, though. Like, I know you're saying, like, listen, we could talk. That could be a show, All-Time Thieves. You're talking about
all-time
players and coaches.
Right?
I mean, there's a bunch of them, man. We had one in this town. Yeah. Okay, we had Chase Daniels got to steal the most money ever in the NFL. That dude has held a clipboard his entire life, and he keeps getting deals. I don't understand, but yeah, it is.
Sam Bradford too.
Sam Bradford.
Sammy Sleeves. Hey, Gene. Overall, NFL Week 1. I'm just curious before I let you go here, like your take overall, not Eagles, just NFL as a whole. What stood out to you? What was a surprise and what was a shocker, so to speak?
Well, let's start. It was a great week 1 for the NFL. Every primetime game they had outside of Monday Night Football was a great game. The Eagles-Packers 1-score game. The Ravens-Chiefs. How do you start off better than that? You got Sunday Night Football with Rams-Lions went to overtime. Overall, NFL had a great week. I don't like the dynamic kickoff, and we talked about that a lot more than I'd like to hear about it. They still only returned 18% of kicks. So the NFL didn't do a great job with the dynamic kickoff. I do like the emphasis that they're putting on making sure offensive tackles are on the line of scrimmage. They made a huge emphasis on Thursday night. But overall, I think week 1 was great.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said overall, I think my fault. Okay.
No, it's my bad. I was made in the bad timing. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. No, we're all remote, so sometimes it's delayed. It's all good. What'd you say, Gene? I'm sorry.
I said overall, I think the NFL had a great week 1. That's it. I think that the primetime games were all good games, and I think the NFL is back in stride. I'm super happy about that. I follow more NFL than any other sport, so Eagles football's back, and NFL's looking good.
I love it, baby. Man. I love it.
Yeah,
Gino,
baby.
My man. Let everybody know again, man. What do you got going on next? Where can we listen? You still doing the coffee? You got that coffee show too, right? Do you still do that, right?
Coffee and sports in the morning, 9 to 10 every single day. I'll be on tomorrow morning with Chris and Mo. They're great guys. They're the host of the show. Wire to Wire Sports Podcast is tomorrow night, flagship show, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then Thursday night, you got Birds Deep and Sideline to Sideline, all football. Eagles show from 6 to 7, and then all NFL leading you off into Thursday Night Football.
Grinding, brother. I love it, man. You're always grinding. That's why we get along, bro. You got to grind in this business, man. You don't stop, man. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's looking for a phone deal, my man is a cell phone salesman as well, right? So I'll say, hey, man, listen, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the plug.
Right? Everybody needs a deal, man. Their phones are expensive, bro. Their phones are expensive. Gee, my man, thanks for joining us. I'll get you on again, man. If you can make it out here Monday night, great. If not, we'll do the same thing. I'll get you on live remote so we can have a little pregame discussion for the Eagles.
Love it. Love it. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. Very nice talking to you guys. Brother.
You got it. Gene Walczak, dude. Let me tell you something, man. Like I said, I told you, man, he's got a lot of passion, kind of like me, but he goes deep. I like the Birds deep
he did some looking. He did some looking.
Yes.
He did some looking.
Yes. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's good. And that's why I've said all the time, man. It's you know, in this business and in this circle, you have a lot of the same people, right? And right, in radio, people, they don't go away. They just stay, whether they're good or they're bad. They just stay. Yes. And it's a comfort level. And I get it. I understand. But there's a lot of good people out there, man. A lot of good people that can talk a lot of good sports, and they can talk. Look, man, you pulled a microphone and boom. I mean, you were a newfound, talent. Gene. Seriously, bro. Gene been doing this for a long time. Right? We've collaborated. It's so cool. It's a good stuff, man. It's some good stuff. He said something specifically I want to point out, which he talked about. And you hit on it again, was about, taking Bryce Huff out and putting Brandon Graham in more because of the Kobe Dean limitations.
That's not why.
Is that what? So why would you say?
Because you don't take a player out because another player behind them is not doing their job. Okay. That just
look at that play, by the way.
That just doesn't happen. Never in my coaching career, playing career, have I seen that happen, where you took a player out on the defensive line because he was hurting the linebacker. Doesn't happen.
Right.
He came out because he wasn't doing his job. Period. True. End of story. He wasn't performing as well. And that's the only reason Brandon Graham went back on that field and played as much as he did. That's it. It was not about our linebackers not playing well behind him. You pull someone out and someone gets less playing time because the guy behind them is doing a better job. If not for just that game, or maybe that series, or maybe 3 series, or maybe it just happens to be that guy he's going against in that game. Next week, it could be totally different. Next week, we might see Brandon Graham only get 9 snaps,
Oh, that's true.
depending on how Bryce performs.
That's true.
But no, in my experience, no, you don't pull a player out because the guy behind him in a different position is not performing.
Now, I'll ask you this, and I'm not trying to
Excuse me.
kind of, shake the wheel here a little bit, but
Shake it.
all camp, all we heard was Devin White, Devin White, Devin White, Devin White.
What
Right?
happened?
What happened? All of a
Dude.
sudden, this ankle comes out of nowhere,
Okay, so I
and he
heard
doesn't make the trip.
and we're all like, what?
So,
Wait, when did he hurt his ankle?
right, exactly.
Right?
So, what happened?
I heard there was a fight in the between him and Vic.
What?
About the-
Are you serious?
I think he was told he was not starting, and shit went down.
Oh,
This is what I heard.
I like this.
This is just what I heard.
Okay, I like it. I like where this
All
is
right?
going.
I heard some stuff went down.
Okay.
He was out of his mind that he was not going to start. He had lost the starting position, and something went down, and they used his ankle injury as a reason for him not to travel. Now, I hope that's wrong, but that's what I heard. So, because this was like a phantom type injury. Where'd it come from? We heard nothing about an ankle from him until when? Like 24 hours before they were going to leave. About that, right?
It came out of
It was-
the blue, man.
Right.
And the reason why I ask it is,
I think
Kobe played pretty well.
something happened.
Something had to happen.
Something happened for sure.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Okay.
At least that's what I heard, because there's no other reason. And even if you had a bum ankle, you still make the trip. Unless the guy had a torn ligament or was in a cast, then they don't want to travel. But if you're like, they would normally go with the team. They normally would,
Exactly.
unless it's a severe injury.
And nothing was really said about it either. It's kind of
Nothing.
just like,
Under the radar.
yes, it
Just
went
like
under
that.
the radar.
Just
100%.
like that.
100%. So I was,
Yeah, I think something happened.
something definitely happened.
Something.
100%.
Yep.
Want to give a
Agreed.
shout out to Stephanie here. She's been checking into the channel, watching from Chicago, Illinois. She hopped on the stream a couple of nights ago with us, and she was fantastic. So Stephanie, thank you for joining us. Chicago, Illinois, reaching Chicago, Illinois.
Look how far we're getting.
Right? Stephanie, let me ask you this, because
How?
what did you think about your future
Oh,
quarterback out there,
how about the
and
Bears?
Caleb Williams?
The Bears.
Right? What did you think about your boy, man?
The Bears.
Yeah.
Thank
Rich
God,
says,
thank God for defensive special teams.
how do you think Mara felt after watching Saquon score 3 touchdowns and 100 yards rushing? Right? I mean,
Amazing.
oh man,
that was great.
yeah, it
That
really was. Man.
fun to watch.
Yeah, it
And
really
just
was.
thinking of all the Giants fans sitting at home being like, God, you know what they were saying that whole time watching him play in our colors.
Yes.
Could you imagine? That'd be like Westbrook going to the Giants,
Oh, dude,
Or-
it's a gut
or-
punch.
or Shady going to the Giants.
Yes, it's a complete gut punch, man.
It is.
It really is. It's a
It
complete
is.
gut punch. When you watch, I mean, it was like when we saw Dalk go to Denver and play in the Denver uniform,
I
right?
still can't believe he did.
Yeah, that sucked. I mean, it's not what you want to see, man. It's
He
one
played,
of those.
he played
Ah.
2 years there, right? Two.
Yes.
2 years.
Yep.
then retired.
And he played well. He
Yeah.
played the first couple years really well. And it was, and Banner till this day still says that was a bad decision.
He did.
He finally did
Yep.
say that.
Yep.
And, at first, you had Trot left and comes back, but
Yeah, but he never played for another team.
yeah.
No, did Trot spend a year in Washington?
Yeah, went to Washington,
That's
got
right.
paid by Washington.
That's right. Oh, my
And then he
God.
paid a couple of years later, he came back here.
God.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like when you think about those Banner years, remember, they wouldn't pay anybody over 30.
No.
Remember, that was it. You're 30, you're out. You're done. See ya.
Joe Banner.
Joe Banner. Joe Banner. Still on Twitter, by the way. They're all
Yeah.
ruffling with, oh, yeah, he just never stops.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Joe Banner?
Dude, like, get a life, Joe. You
What's
made
he
a lot.
doing?
Yeah, he's still.
What the
He-
hell is Joe Banner doing?
Yeah, he gets on social media all day long. He goes back and forth with people all day.
So wait, he
All
has
day.
like his own sports talk show?
No, he just has a Twitter account. He's on X.
Oh, so he just like
yeah, he's on
battles back
social
and forth.
media. Yeah, he
Joe
goes,
Banner.
Yeah, he goes back and forth. Like, come on,
Okay,
dude.
Joe.
Ain't you do enough? Like,
Okay.
seriously, well, what's the
Okay.
point, man? Yeah, exactly. Gino checking to watch this turn us into a bad free agent destination. How about how much that changed, right? We went from being nobody wanted to come here, right, until everybody wanted to come here.
What as
a free agent?
Everyone, we are the destination, one of a couple.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Were you surprised at the Patriots game?
Was I surprised? No.
Yeah.
I was not surprised.
Okay.
I am, and I love it. See, this is
tell me a game that did surprise you.
Well, hold on, because I keep receipts. Okay,
he keeps receipts.
I keep receipts because everybody keeps receipts on me because people are the first people to hit me up when something doesn't come out to fruition that I say. So I want to be the first one to go back and do the same thing.
Okay.
I was a full fade on the Bengals this year. I said, honestly, full fade on the Cincinnati team as a whole. I wanted nothing to do with Joe Burrow, wanted nothing to do with Chase, did nothing to do with Higgins, nothing to do with anybody on the Bengals. And that game is exactly why. There is something off on that team. Something off.
And it doesn't make sense.
No.
How did it just? It's like someone just turned the faucet off.
Yes.
And all the performing players just said, we're just going to play mediocre.
Yep. And I think it has something to do with the coach. I think the coach lost them, man. I think Zach Taylor lost that team.
Is this his fifth year? Fifth year?
Yeah.
He's been there more than 3.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. That is possible.
I just, and here's the thing.
When a coach loses players, that's the worst that could happen.
And one of the things that I didn't like was a lot of the comments from Joe Burrow throughout the year in the offseason. He kept talking about how, right? And that's what bothered me. I was like, where is this? What is this dude talking about? And I was like, you know what? I want nothing to do with them. I want nothing to do with them whatsoever, man. Whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's off. But no one's insinuating that there's something wrong. Nobody at all. But I think his time there should be done. He's gotten to what, one AFC championship game?
Yeah.
One?
I mean,
they went to one, they went to one.
I think he's a good. I don't like what I'm saying, man. I don't like what I'm saying. Chase, Rich checks in, says Chase no contract, Mixon leaving, saying he was too old. Again, exactly. There's a lot of bad juju on that team going around with money and deals, and they still never fixed the offensive line.
It's so hard to win. It's so hard to win in the NFL.
It is.
I mean, that's just like
it is.
It's so hard, and if you don't have a top 5 quarterback, you're just going to be a playoff one and done every year.
Exactly.
It's a shame to say, but that's just how the NFL's set up.
Yeah.
If you don't hit a home run on your quarterback, you're screwed.
Yeah,
and it sets you back years,
man.
And then you have to pull like the lose on purpose to get the picks and the players.
Our boy Adam at the bar sitting there, he hooks us up with he's like the intern, man. Look at him. He's eating and tweeting. Zach Taylor since 2019 coached the Bengals.
2000. So I said 6 years.
So it's hard, man, to stand the test of time.
It's hard to keep respect when you're not winning or getting over the hump, so to speak. Right?
Mixon, 160 yards rushing and a touchdown for. I mean,
he looked nothing but
wow.
He consistently be a decent player.
He looked good, man. He looked really good. I mean, and you go Zach Moss, Chase Brown, who looked like crap.
Yeah, I mean, that won't last.
No,
that won't last.
No,
they'll be fine. They'll start kicking. It's just I was shocked at how they played.
But the funny thing, I'm glad you bring it up because it brings us right back to here, and it allows us to say when everybody wants to be overcritical of the Eagles, and you just say how much of a better situation that we have compared to 90% of the NFL. Somehow
from the 90s until now, we've become spoiled.
Yes.
And in between that, it was Hell's Gates, right? 4 NFC championship losses, right?
Yes.
So, and then all of a sudden, we're so spoiled that we're constantly getting the best players, and we're there, and we're there. But guess what? It's a crapshoot, guys. There's a lot of other good teams out there, and I hate to coin the cliche, but anything can happen on any given Sunday. And that's a fact. It's just truthful. except if you're Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Wow.
And then you're just above. You can walk on water, and nobody really can beat you.
Yeah, I
and
mean
the refs, and you got the refs on your side.
Talking
too.
dynasty.
Dude.
I mean, we are talking dynasty with that team.
It's my boy Andy Reid.
Yeah, I'm an Andy Reid.
I love Big Red.
I love Big Red.
Love him.
I love everything he stands for. Always did. I was always a Big Red guy.
Me too.
I listen. Yeah, we all knew it was time for him to go. Right? He wore out. Sometimes your message wears out, man.
Had he been there in 18 from then till now, he may have won 2 here.
Oh, he would have won at least 2.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
100%. Oh, by the way, remember you ripped on me about. Hold on. You ripped on me about Doug Peterson.
What about Doug?
How good he looked this week? I told you, I am not a Doug guy, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you see what he did? You take your talented running back and you overthink things and you start splitting time with them, okay? And you run this half-ass play call game, okay? And you lose. Like, that's Doug's MO, dude.
He usually doesn't do.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'll never be a Doug guy.
Doug's a West Coast offense guy. I mean, he's an Andy Reid guy.
West Coast offense supposed to be exciting.
Yeah, but
nothing happened in Jacksonville exciting over the last year and a half.
Maybe
sorry, just throwing it out there.
No, I mean, and their quarterback's overrated.
Oh, thank you. I wish my kids could listen to you right now. Can I just
tell you, though, that I loved the kid coming out of college, and I loved him as a rookie. There's just, I don't know, something missing. Or there's pieces missing that I'm not paying close enough attention to on that team. But he's overrated.
T-Law is definitely overrated.
It's not Boydo. He's got the locks coming out the helmet.
Yeah, he does have the surfer hair.
I love that shit.
He has a surfer hair. Now Rich Sexton
Joe Montana back with the
Jags were 14-0 at halftime and then only scored 3 points in the second half. You know what that was? Conservative Doug. That's conservative. Let's pump off. Let's ease off the gas. All brakes for Dougie P. And he's gonna lose the game.
Been pump the brakes, Dougie P.
Always conservative.
No, he was not.
Doug? Are we talking about the right Doug Peterson?
The guy that just went downfield for like 16 straight games.
No, Frank Reich went down the field. Doug didn't go down the field.
Oh, come on. That was his.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. So now you're so
yeah, I'll tell you. I told you you're opening up the wounds here, man.
I didn't watch per se that game as much as you may have at this point. Was he calling the plays?
Yes,
he was calling. 100%
calls the plays.
All right, so he had the play sheet. He's calling the plays.
He had the big burger sheet. Puts it over the lips like Andy does.
Yeah, they don't have to be big. And sometimes I laugh at how
they're overrated.
I think they're big. What, the sheets?
Yeah,
no, they're not. No, they're not.
They're not.
No.
In today's technology, you can't do something better than a sheet.
It's that sheet. Okay, that sheet has 10 to 15 plays in each of your biggest formations against the top 4 defenses they'd run against your formations.
Okay,
so you're putting in all these formations. You see them, they have front backs.
Yeah.
There's probably 25 formations there and 10 plays under each formation that they want to run because they know what the defense is going to set up against that formation. And that will also break it down further and give you yardage plays. Okay, 2nd and short, 3rd and long.
Okay.
All right. So those sheets literally, and these are all based on film study and tendencies. Right? Everything that we're doing, every play we're calling is based on tendencies in a football game until you get maybe past the halftime. And then everything kind of changes because you kind of revamp what you're doing. But that sheet is God. And if to a coach and a play caller, it is really truly the crux of everything that's going on that field is on that sheet. I think for defensive coordinators. What do you see there?
Yeah, no, listen, I'm just saying that, looking at this overall, he's very, when he gets up, he doesn't step on the throat. And I think that's a problem.
Well, Thankfully, we don't have to watch.
We don't have to watch that, thank
Right,
God. But I do watch
thankfully.
because I'm a red zone guy. I'm a huge
Thankfully.
red zone guy.
Yeah, me too.
But speaking of red zone, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. My man Dave GloecknerJr is going to call in on the line, and we're going to go over week 1 of the NFL. And I know he's got a lot to say. He's going to start. I'm sure he's got a lot to say about this Jaguars game as well. So
There you go.
stay tuned. We'll be back in about
Perfect.
5 to 10 minutes right here at Pike's Pub for Heat Ratio Live. I gotta unmute the microphone for the live version right there. There it is. It happens. Listen, live shows. This is what happens. My man Dave. Dave, what's going on, brother?
Tony has done it again. Look at you live and in person. I'm so excited to be here tonight. You're killing it. Love to hear it. How's the crowd?
Good, man. Well, we were all happy when we thought it was a home run for Bryce Harper, but what do you think about that, man?
It's close, man. I will tell you this, like, he did reach over, no doubt about it. But if he didn't reach over, it had a chance to hit the railing and go up. What was worse was the outfielders were on the fence. If that hits the top of the fence and goes back and play, Bryce might have had in the Parker the way they were aligned. So, man, don't reach over.
Yeah, I hate that. I do hate to reach over, man. Like it's so tough because and it was a kid too. Yeah, so you don't want to get like crazy, but like it does suck, man. It does suck. Again, you can hear Dave as always on Sirius. Me and Dave always on Sunday nights. No more Sunday nights for right now. We'll be filling in on Saturdays from time to time, but we'll get that back started up in February, end of September. All right, call that end of January. But Dave, we have week 1 NFL, man. And not just the Eagles, but we're listen, you're a college guy, you're an NFL guy. We're watching it. Make sure you get over to WinDailySports.com. Follow all Dave's great articles. Like I tell you, if you sign up for Win Daily, use that code word HEAT, 50% off. You get all Dave's content as well. He's dropping DFS course, fantasy plays, survivor picks, bets. Dave, what was your biggest takeaway NFL week 1, man?
The rookie quarterbacks. And I put them all in one big jar, even though one of them won in Caleb Williams. I don't really think he won that game, as you know. Will Levis gave that game away. But it's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. And as juiced up and excited as we can get of what we saw in the preseason when you saw how good Caleb did, Bo Nix was incredible in the preseason. Looked like, he should be, flipping burgers after week 1. We just, knowing how hard it is, let's give these guys some time. Jaden Daniels had a good week. Tony, his numbers were good, but to me, they're a little hollow. So we're going to have to see where this rookie class eventually winds up. But, it's not – the CJ Strouds of the world don't come around all so often. We think that's regular. It's not. These guys are going to struggle a little bit. They're going to take their lumps. But if the Bears can win with defense, which they did, they can still be pretty good. Well, the jury's still out, I think, on Denver and Washington.
Man, that Denver offense was rough to watch, man. I mean, like it really was rough to watch. But on the other end, that Seattle offense. Listen, man, I was in on Geno Smith. Okay, I did like Geno Smith, and I do think that looking at all the weapons he has, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're watching. Come on, man. Game is tied. Damn.
Rangers let up like 8 hits. Like this isn't good, man.
No, my man Frank was talking about that. A lot of people were talking about that they're not sold on Ranger. Velo was down. I took him at 5+ strikeouts. I was like, I'm not going to get that. I thought this was going to kind of be like a reformation game for him, but he just does not look right. But we'll get to that in a minute. But looking at Geno Smith, Seattle Seahawks, that offense, I'm excited, man. I think Geno is going to be a really nice player. I think that Seattle team can make some noise over there.
They really can. And this was, what we talked about, Tony, one of our favorite running backs this year when we were in series is KW3. And he came out a little slow. And I'm like, oh, man, what did I miss? No, he was just fine. Probably should have had 2 touchdowns. They had a little phantom holding call. He's part of the key offense. I think Geno was solid, too, running that touchdown from 30+ yards. Seattle can be sneaky good. They really can. And then when you look at, hey, Christian McCaffrey's out. Hey, Puka Nakua's out. The Arizona Cardinals lost. I mean, it opens up a possibility for Seattle. So I think you're on to something. I think Seattle could be a sneaky good team this year. Don't forget, they still won 9 games last year. Year before that, they made the playoffs. So it's they shouldn't be forgotten. And, with the new coach in tow, Mike McDonald, Seattle was terrible against the run last year. Bottom 3 in the league. What does Mike McDonald do? He comes in and revamps that defense right away, brings his, he was great in Baltimore. He's been great in Michigan. He's been great everywhere he's been defensively. So that's going to be the key to that Seattle team. As good as Geno may look, they need to be able to play good defense. So we'll have to see, but it looked good in week 1.
So that's a good point about the defensive line, because I was all in saying that Javonte Williams, could have a really good time, and they just shut him down, man. I mean, he had nowhere to go that running game. It's a great point. See, that's why I have guys like you on day, because I knew nothing about Mike McDonald, and you just gave me Baltimore, Michigan. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's buddies with Jim Harbaugh, so he followed him around. He was there, when they developed that team over Michigan last year. Went to the other Harbaugh and hung out with John, and had the number 1 defense in the league. So, yeah, Mike McDonald's a real deal coach. And then we talked about it on the air. He brought in a coach from Washington to help coordinate that offense, the one, the air show from Michael Penix and the boys back last year. So the offense can be good. Other thing, Tony, I got to bring it up. You got to bring it up. Is it over? And what I mean by that, is the Deshaun Watson experience almost over already? That was so brutal to watch. You don't get to watch, you get to watch a game here or there, but when you sit down at 4:00 and watch the Dallas Cowboys and Cleveland Browns, and you're definitely cheering for the Browns, and you get to see that experiment, it's bad, man. And dare I say it, Baker Mayfield's better.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm a Baker guy, and I was watching that game, and I could feel it, and I'm going, wow, like this guy's cooked. Like I don't know if it's physical, I don't know if it's mental, but Dave, he just looked, he was pressing, he was hesitant on all his throws. I mean, this is a guy we were talking about possibly being the Michael Jordan of the NFL, and now the guy can't even play. It's crazy.
It's both. It's physical, mental. He can't even hit anyone within like 5 yards of him. Like it's mechanics, it's everything. And once you break down one way, I fear it's hard for him to make it back. And he's got nobody supporting him. There's not many people that want him to do well. So when you have that going on too, he's got 4 bad things against him. Cleveland may have to move on.
No, I was saying I feel the same way he does about him. I think he's just finished. I don't know how it happened so fast. But Deshaun just doesn't look like the same player that he was 2 years ago. He's just not the same player. I don't know if he's not seeing the defense the way he did, or the offense that they're running isn't helping him get to that second, third read, depending on the route concepts. But he definitely does not look like the same player. That's for sure.
It's crazy, man. Like he's owed $72 million. Like his dead cap hit. It's insane. I mean, God. Like, can you imagine, Dave? What, like, Dave, Frank, everybody? Like, can you imagine if they have to bench him again and go now to Jameis Winston? Like, if that happens, Dave, if he's not cooked now, he's absolutely cooked after that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch the W pancakes or whatever JMO likes to eat, because I can't watch any more of that Deshaun Watson. And I'll tell you, it was one of the toughest decisions Kevin Stefanski is going to have to make, because I think the guy's a good coach, but you can't continue to get negative results. Look what they did with Joe Flacco last year. Like, he sees it, we see it. He's almost hanging his career on this guy. I don't think he's got more than 2 or 3 weeks left to prove it. And if he doesn't prove it, I think we're seeing JMO eating dubs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Adam says, "What's up, Dave?"
There he is.
Yeah, my man Al, he's tearing off some wings, man. He's having a good time. He is tearing up right here. Pike's Pub, Southampton, 455 2nd Street Pike. Good crowd here watching this Phillies game. Hoping to see again. We're gonna have to come back from behind. Well, not behind. We're tied, but we shouldn't be tied. But we'll get into that a little later. Dave, me and Frank had Gene from Water Wire on earlier. He had some really good points about the Eagles games. Frank's been talking about the Eagles. I've been talking about the Eagles. Let's get right into it. I know we talked in nauseum about the Eagles. Again, we got Dave Gloeckner on the line from Sirius XM and Win Daily Sports. Make sure you're following them at DGLOECK on X if you're on social media. And I'll tell you what, everything we talked about going into that game kind of came into fruition. I mean, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, but possibly not me. Me and you were Jalen Hurts guys, but you also, I got to give you credit, you were a big Josh Allen guy too. And Josh Allen went off in Buffalo. But before we get to Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, what was your overall take from Jalen?
He played terrible. And the fact of the matter is that we won that game against a quality team with his play and his level of play is something to be optimistic about, because I think he can only be better. My problem with Jalen right now is I think he's trying to be Superman when all he needs to be is Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's got so many weapons around him. He doesn't need to throw these, hero balls in the middle of the field. He just needs to play football. I'm not even asking for conservative. I'm asking for Jalen Hurts to just play his way and not try and do too much. And if he does that, Tony, I think he's going to be great again. There's a little too much. Look, we're looking back now. He's got 11 touchdowns, I think 9 interceptions in his last, 5-6 games here. He's fumbled the ball about 3 times in that time. He's 2 turnover prone right now. Reel back in will be okay, but I thought that was a really bad game from him. Otherwise, very impressed by a lot of Eagles players. Of course, Saquon, we were big on him all year. A.J. Brown. I mean, defensively, I was encouraged. I don't care that they let up 29 points. That doesn't bother me. What I saw out there were people flying around. I saw tackles. They made tackles last year. They couldn't even tackle anybody. They played with heart. They played with passion. Yeah, they missed some things. I get it. When you have Isaiah Rodgers called out last second, when you don't travel with your starting linebacker, at least you thought it was Devin White, you're going to have some discontinuities. But I was encouraged by the defense as well.
Frank, what do you think about that with the whole being optimistic, bad game, good team still with the win?
I think
fine into that.
Well, look, I mean, we look at his game, and as a quarterback, certainly, he threw the ball in some pretty crappy places at certain points in the game. But we're so hard on these guys in terms of, God, it was like, a crappy game. Well, yeah, it wasn't a good game, but my God, think of the bottom half of the NFL and the other quarterbacks playing. They'd all love to have Jalen Hurts on their team, right?
Yes.
Certainly he didn't play the way we expect him to. And to your point, turnovers definitely have to be cleaned up. That's something that's been a problem, as he said, going back to a number of games towards the end of last season. But I think he'll be all right. I think he won't play hero ball. I think he'll start to relax and see that he's got help all the way around on offense. And I think, to your point, I think he'll calm down a little bit and he'll rely on everybody else to make some of those plays.
And I agree with you. I have all the faith in the world in him. It's hero. Right now, I just think he's just stepping outside his comfort zone. Reel back in. We'll be fine.
I agree, man. I am not concerned. I'm not concerned at all. I was more like David, me and Frank were talking about earlier, was just the way you said defense flying around, defense making tackles, just and to think it was only game 1, and we didn't. Did we even get a sack in that game? I don't even know if we got a sack
early. Early on, didn't Bowen get one, and then Carter got the penalty, but it was after.
Sweat was being double teamed, by the way.
Yeah,
he was being double teamed a lot.
Yeah, yes, he was.
So
he was a factor.
I'm excited for the defense. I'm excited. I like, and we talked about the Vic Fangio effect. We all know about the Vic Fangio effect. All right, we get out of the game. It's still 4-4, so we get out of that inning.
There we go.
We live to see another day. But Dave, looking at the NFC East and watching the Dallas Cowboys and seeing how, number one, they just continue to pay everybody, right? And I said this before, and I think it might have been yesterday. It was a good point, because we do the Sirius show, and I listen to Sirius a lot now. And I was listening to Jeff Manns the other day on Elite Sports, and he made a good point. And I didn't think, he said, the Dallas Cowboys have continued to pay more money to quarterbacks that do nothing than anybody else in the NFL, and they all need to thank Troy Aikman because of that, right? So he brought Drew Bledsoe, he brought Tony Romo, and now Dak Prescott, the highest paid player. Like, I'm in utter shock by that number, man.
I was talking to someone on Sunday when that came across as well, and I said he's an average quarterback, and he's like, wait, and then he started doing the numbers. And he's like, oh no, you're right, he's probably average, and that's where he is. He falls to me right around 10 to 15 at best range. In the playoffs, that falls to 30 to 32nd range. So you sign Dak all you want, Dallas. Go ahead, Jerry. Line him up. Give him the bag for the next 10 years. I'm not scared, and I'm good with it. And it is amazing that they're able to pay all these people and push them out years. They know the cap goes up, so they're able to do some stuff with the signings. But to hear Dak Prescott is the highest paid player in the NFL, it's craziness. It's absurdity, but you know what? It's Dallas, and that's why they haven't won since 93?
It's crazy. They're living in the past, Frank. Living in the past.
96. Yeah, good call.
He's living in the past,
right?
Bob, our man Bob, he's living in the past,
He's
man.
bringing
He's here
out
right
that
now.
VCR to watch that last Super Bowl.
Exactly. He is living the past. We're live right here, Pike's Pub live right here from Pike's Pub in Southampton, 455 2nd Street Pike. We got the game on all the TVs here.
Yeah, we do.
4-4 live. We're talking to our man Dave GloecknerJr from SiriusXM and Win Daily Sports. Dave, we just brought up the Bengals earlier, and you know I was a full fade on the Bengals when we talked about fantasy, and we talked, and I just said we were having you were thinking the same thing. Looking at this team again, New England wasn't doing anything special, and Joe Burrow could do absolutely nothing. That offense did nothing. What's your take on the Bengals, man? Is this what we can expect? Are they going to pop back up?
I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised. No, I'm a lot surprised. Let's put it that way. Not as much in New England. Like, whatever, they can show up and play that defensive-minded running game, and I got it, and that's great to rally around Gerard Mayo. But I was so stunned that the Cincinnati Bengals scored 10 points against the New England Patriots. As much as we might have thought they weren't great this year, 10 points against that team, I think the impact of T. Higgins not playing was real. I think understanding who they have in the backfield, Zach Moss was okay, Chase Brown not really, but they didn't even run the ball, not until late in the game. I think they had 12 total rushes, 6 each from the back, something like that. Once again, they relied on a passing game that was inefficient and an O-line that just let him get knocked around all game. So I'm not sure what Zach Taylor's trying to do, because it's, you got Jamar Chase that said he wasn't feeling well. Then he came in, he played okay, but I think they're lacking weapons. The more I look at this team, the more you saw what Joe Mixon did in Houston.
Yeah,
I mean, 30 carries, and the guy was, money for them because he was a bell cow and a workhorse and helped open up the other players. Yeah. And they just let him go for Zach Moss, who couldn't even be the third string in Indianapolis last year. So I think they do have some problems, Tony. I think it's real. I think you were onto it early. And I was just surprised at how slow and how almost old they looked.
Yes, that's a good point. Old and slow. Our man David Burns from Cedar Hill, Texas, checking in, says this doesn't add up with his mediocre performance. He's talking about Dak. He's like, what has Dak done for the Cowboys? David, well, I mean, listen, stats are like hollow stats, right, Dave? I mean, this is what they call a hollow stats.
Dak.
He led the league in NFL in touchdowns last year. I get it. I mean, that's fun. That's cool.
It's fun.
Oh, and then the Packers came in, and whooped that ass,
Look, we're underplaying how good of a quarterback the guy is. I mean, look, his stats may put him at like 10, 11, 12. But throughout, and again, we're talking regular season because we all know the problems he has in the postseason, just like Tony Romo had. But if you said to me, who do you want to be your regular season starting quarterback, and Mahomes is off the board, and one of the two others, and I have a choice between him and Jalen.
Oh, don't even tell me you're going Dak.
I'm thinking about it.
Dave,
look, see now,
Dave, what's going on here,
now,
Dave?
Guys, just go back.
Okay.
Just go look at compare the two over the last 4 years and see what you get. Just see what you get. Now, people are saying I'm crazy. I'm gonna
Super Bowl appearance. I'll take the Super Bowl appearance.
No, you're right. You're right. But it's just the guy is a really good quarterback. We just don't give him his due, and I think it kind of happens when you can't win a playoff game. But I think he's a really damn good quarterback. And no, I probably wouldn't take him over.
Yeah,
you're just trying to start a debate, aren't you?
I'm just saying.
You're trying to beat WIP.
I'm just saying.
I'm okay with 10.
He's a pretty damn good
about 10. I'll get there.
I'm just saying.
He's a top 10 quarterback.
When he's all good, he's going to be in the top 15 in all stats, probably. When he's all finished, he's going to play another 7 years, probably 5, 6, 7 years.
That's true.
I mean, he's,
No, you're not lying.
Sometimes longevity makes them look better than they were too, I guess, right?
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. Stand the test of time, because when you get, it's going to add up your stats, man. Stand the test of time. It just adds up. Definitely adds up your stats. Dave, speaking of, anything else, talking about offensively, I know we did so many. So listen, we did the rookie draft on Sirius. We talked about guys like Xavier Worthy. And again, everybody was all in, but again, he only touched the ball a couple times. No Hollywood Brown out there. We'll see what happens. But whether it's rookies, whether it's what do you take? I got to ask you the Arizona issue, because I don't believe this, but there's a lot of speculation out there with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray that Kyler Murray purposely wouldn't throw him the ball because he dropped a couple and then he ran the wrong route. And then all of a sudden he didn't look his way the entire game. I mean, number one, do you believe in that? Or number two, is this again where people have to temper expectations no matter how good these rookies are when they come into the NFL?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I do agree with that. I think, there is a possibility that if he missed him on a route and didn't throw it, he might have stopped looking his way. Not for the next 3-4 quarters when you're trying to win a game, but maybe for a couple plays in a series. That's definitely possible. Kyler Murray is a little bit of I'll call him immature, but we'll just leave. We've heard the Call of Duty stuff. We'll just say you can be a little bit immature. So that's possible, right? Freeze him out the whole game. That's idiotic. So I'm just hoping it's the immature. Some things that caught me this weekend, Tony, and we were big on a bunch. I'm big on Anthony Richardson. I've said it. I'm planting the flag like I was Jordan Love last year. I'm still there. He's going to be a little rough. He's going to make some bad throws, but that 60-yard bomb he threw to Alec Pierce off his back foot when getting blitz was just amazing and stuff that not a lot of guys in this world can do. So I'm high on him. Some of the other number 2 type receivers. Cooper Kupp obviously was benefited by Puka Nacua, but he looks back, right? Jameson Williams. Is this finally the year? Because he looks good, right? And you said Xavier Worthy. It's funny, only 3 touches, but made that big of an impact in the game with just 3 touches. So, yeah, some of those guys are really standing out early on. And I think the NFL was down in passing in week 1. It was one of the lowest passing weeks, I think, in the last 20 years. I think the second lowest. I think we'll see the passing open up in these next few weeks. It's the factor for me of nobody plays in the preseason. Nobody. It's a waste of time, and it just gets out of the gate slow. So I think we're going to see the offense open up. And some of these guys that you didn't like in week 1 that might have let you down, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they'll be back. It'll be all right.
The Sun God. You were big on the Sun God, bro.
Yeah,
so
I'm still there.
Better come back, man. The Sun God. Oh, look, see, I got to give a plug here, man, because my man Rich checking in says, Jameson Williams got him on my fantasy team thanks to Tony and Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. I mean, how about, dude, could I talk enough about Rashid Shaheed in the offseason? I was like, go draft him today. And to think that nobody did, man, it's crazy. And Jameson Williams, he's on a high-powered offense. And Dave, he's a third-year wide receiver. People forget that in fantasy. Third-year wide receivers are the breakout years, right?
Yeah, they absolutely are. And that was I was big on JMO. I liked Rashid, but I'm giving you the credit there. You were at the top of that mountain telling everyone, and then he breaks out in week 1. So I think people know, but they better know now.
Yeah, they definitely better know now. Dave, before we get out of here, man, final thoughts on week 1. Your surprises, what you're looking forward to week 2, and Monday Night Football, Dave. Monday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles at home. It's going to be. You do anything for the game, by the way? I
haven't decided yet. I don't hate me on this, but I do have tickets probably going. But if not, I don't mind watching it from I got to decide. The kids love it so much these days that just the ability to watch and bond there. But I'll be doing something, and I'll decide shortly. But from week 1, just the takeaways of it is week 1. Remember the Super Bowl champions of last year lost in week 1. There's some teams that are done. New York Giants, you should tank. But everyone else, if you lost, there's still a chance. There's still some hope. Also, I'm a little nervous about Atlanta. I don't know, seeing Kirk Cousins come out and look that bad, that poorly, and lose to 6 field goals. It could be Michael Penix sooner than later. I know that's crazy to think for the $200 million guy they gave in the offseason, but those are some initial thoughts of week 1. Going into week 2, watch out for Thursday Night Football. Huge game, Miami-Buffalo. I can't, those 2 teams played last year and had some really good battles. Josh Allen's hand looks good. I'm liking a little bit of Miami in this one. I think they're going to rebound and play a little better this week. I took Jacksonville last weekend. If you were reading Win Daily Sports, I think Miami, Buffalo struggles sometimes down there. So I'll take Miami on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a great one. And Birds big for Nick Foles on Monday night.
Birds big. Birds big. I like it, Dave. We got going on this week, man. You got besides I know everybody gets Dave Saturday mornings 9:30. Does a tremendously highly not only statistical output, but cashing ticket winning DFS show for college football with Joel Schreck. What else you got going on this week, man?
Yeah, that's big. I'll be doing my own little Eagles preview. We'll be sending that out. We'll also be sending out some articles on our best bets of the weekend, like you said, survivor picks, and then highly in Discord on Win Daily Sports on X, breaking down the Sunday NFL slate. Huge slate this weekend, obviously early in the season with all games being played, no buys. This is a beautiful time to watch football, get hyped. The weather is perfect, and then just settle in. When the Eagles don't play on Sunday, which is good and bad, it's really cool to just sit back and settle in and watch all these games. So I'll be enjoying that. And Tony, of course, when Monday night comes, dialed in, man. Let's go 31-14.
Oh, 31-14. I like it.
That was
We're going big, bro. We're going big.
That was strong.
I like that. And Dave, if you don't go to the game, make sure you let me know because we'll be live here on Monday night from 6 to 9. So I'll get you on for pregame, man. Call in. We'll go over some bets and stuff for the game, man. But listen, man, thanks for joining me as always, man. You're the man, and I appreciate it. Have a great night, and we'll be talking soon, brother.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, Frank. And appreciate seeing Adam again and all the good guys chatting in there. Tony, you're the best. Talk to you soon.
See you, brother.
Take care, bro.
My man, Dave GloecknerJr, man. My man, Dave. He's in the same situation as me, too. It's like, you want to go to the game, but the boys want you home. Like, it's like, you got to stay home, man. You got to make that call.
He said the boys are digging the tailgate thing. Isn't that what he said?
The
boys want to go to the game.
Yeah, but he don't have the tickets for, like, everybody.
He said he had tickets.
Yeah, but I don't think for everybody. I think.
All right.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. You got to make that call. You know what I mean? So
people should start splitting seat licenses, and then your family gets half a year, my family gets half a year. We should do that.
I think you're coming up with that. That's a good concept.
We should do that.
That's a good concept. I like
family seat licensing.
Yeah, that family seat licensing.
Split. You get 4 games. I get 4 games.
Richie D checking this says, "Don't worry, it's a lock with Kirk playing quarterback guaranteed win for the Eagles." Man, listen, man. That Kirk Cousins thing. I don't know if there's another quarterback I can't stand more than Kirk Cousins. I don't know why.
Ironically, he's probably the nicest, most purest of heart quarterback in the
softest
NFL,
quarterback in the
of
NFL.
all of them.
Is called
soft? No, he ain't soft.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I disagree.
Why not?
I disagree with you.
Why don't you think he's soft?
Because soft means he's can't handle pain in my mind. When you say someone's soft, that's like they can't handle toughness, they can't handle pain, they're not tough.
So throughout his career,
tough.
he is a pure 100% untouchable pocket passer. If he's touched or he's rushed, he collapses. He's soft. You cannot touch Kirk Cousins. Just throwing it out there, man.
You're gonna make me start digging.
You can start digging, bro. I'm telling you, go back. So watch some film.
Curry's knockdowns in a game, his effect by thereof. But I don't know. I always, wow.
Is that Garrett Stubbs?
That's your boy.
No, that was Garrett Stubbs.
Oh, I thought that was Cody.
No, my boy struck out, man. I'm not getting my boy. He might have to do it again. He might have to come up big in, before extra innings.
I don't think that of him. There's something about Kirk Cousins I like, and I don't know what it is.
That's okay.
It's not like I'm saying I want him here in Philly. That's not the case.
Oh, you sound like you are. But no, listen.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
But think about this though. Like you said, you give a guy, you're the GM of a team, and you give a quarterback $100 million.
Well,
and then you draft a guy, and this guy comes in and stinks. And now you're talking about, remember the NFL never used to be guaranteed money. It used to be the guaranteed signing bonus.
Correct.
And now it's bumping up to that guaranteed money. And by the way, the first guy to start it was Kirk Cousins getting 84 guarantee with the Minnesota Vikings.
He officially now the person who's been paid the most in NFL history is Kirk Cousins. I bet one of our people out there can Google that for me. But I'm pretty sure Kirk Cousins has just taken over as the highest paid player ever in NFL history.
Wow.
With this last contract.
Meaning like the money he's made in the NFL.
Over his career.
Wow, that's insane. Of all people.
I'm
Kirk
pretty
Cousins.
sure I can't be wrong. I heard this somewhere from a good source. Someone will chime in. But I like me some Kirk Cousins.
It's just an interesting scenario. I like thinking about it because you
know,
just never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't.
Like, are you making? It's like the Phillies with Taiwan Walker, right? You know, it's a money deal, $18.5 million.
It's laughable at this.
It is laughable. It's Adam Eaton all over again, man.
Every time I hear the name, I think of you now.
Right?
Well, that first night I was
that first night, and it won too.
And he did, but he was also out an inning later, like we said he would be. But we need more comfortable chairs over here.
Yeah, my ass.
God
yeah,
damn,
I brought mine from home, by the way.
Dude, I'm gonna bring my
I brought
chair.
mine from home. If I bring my captain's chair, I might fall asleep.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't bring my captain's chair, bro.
Oh, my coccyx bone is hurting me.
Your what?
My coccyx bone.
Okay.
CCYX.
Yeah, okay,
it's your tailbone. It's real.
Just say tailbone.
It's your coccyx.
Okay, you just say tailbone.
Well, that's what it is.
All right, just say tailbone.
What would John
Sounds
Ritchie,
better.
What would John Ritchie say?
You love John Ritchie.
I love me some John Ritchie.
You love John Ritchie.
John Ritchie would not say tailbone. He would say
you
coccyx
just like him
bone.
for his acumen, don't you?
I love it. I love how he speaks.
I
don't know. Call me
I'd rather
crazy.
watch paint dry. I think he's boring as hell. I mean, I just can't.
He's not super personality guy.
Nah, he's not.
But I don't know. I just like John Ritchie.
Okay.
I like fullbacks. What can I say?
You like fullback?
Tough sons of bitches.
No, listen, man. Listen,
tough dudes.
They got a rough job.
Yeah, they do.
They got a rough job. They get no accolades.
It's thankless.
Thankless. Tom Rathman, one of the best, man.
Ever.
One of the best.
Tom Rathman running in front of Roger Craig. Little Brent Jones.
Oh.
Little John Taylor, Jerry Rice.
What a bit. Oh, man.
Ooh,
Tom
boy.
Rathman was a crazy SOB, too, man. He was nuts.
And then Kevin Turner.
He was the big signing, remember, from New England.
Yeah, he did. Well, yeah, but he was a West Coast guy. He played at San Fran after New England before he came here. Am I wrong?
I didn't know he was at San Fran. Was he Kevin Turner?
Yeah, he played there. Yes, he played at San Fran. Absolutely did. But that's why I had such a I had a man crush on Kevin.
Well,
Turner.
you remember, the whole fullback position, is because the I formation, right? The I formation. We don't do the I formation anymore. There you go, Bryce.
But you'll see
first and third here. All right, there we go.
You'll see two backs in the backfield now and again. I'll tell you what. I don't know what the percentage breakdown is, and I'll take a peek at this for our show next time. But how many guys don't have fullbacks? Maybe there's probably only about 9 teams that don't have a fullback, or is it the opposite way? I wonder. But I know if I'm coaching,
a lot of them do hybrids
if
now.
I'm coaching a football team, I'm going to have a fullback. I'm going to save a roster spot for a fullback.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb, but I think maybe there's only 2 teams.
They use tight ends otherwise.
Right, because I think Minnesota is one of them with CJ Ham.
Yep.
And I think you got Kyle Juszczyk for the Niners.
Right.
And I don't know of another fullback in the league. Like honest to God fullback.
Rosters. Yeah, I mean,
thinking off the top of my head,
it's gone almost extinct.
Yes, it really has.
Almost extinct.
Adam brings up one of the best, right? And Moose, Darryl Johnston.
Oh my God, of course.
Who, by the way, another guy who's transformed into a fantastic commentator. What you think about Brady, by the way? Did you listen to him?
I did. I didn't mind him.
I wasn't like,
no.
Like I'm not on my knees, just all over him. But I do
mind listening to him.
I didn't mind listening to him. I think he was better than Romo. Like Romo's all like, I'll tell you, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, I didn't mind Tony that much.
I think Tony's too over the top with things. Like, we get you were a quarterback. We get you can break it down. I don't need to hear about it. Like,
what I did hear Tom do twice.
What he did,
and it's funny because I could see myself doing something like this. The play was in the midst of the play. And he shouted out a couple times the player. He's
I did hear that.
It hurt, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't stop. Like he couldn't stop. I'm sure he won't do that ever again. They'll probably tell him to stop doing that. But like I do that all the time. I see the boss.
It's a coach thing. It's a player thing.
When we see the defense, when you're up there and you see all 23, it's where the ball. It's real simple to see it, but he knows it anyway. Unlike me, I'm sure. But that was just funny. Him saying tight end.
Yep. I thought it was an aberration when I heard it the first time.
He did another 1 or 2 times, but so last year, going into last year, there were 23 fullbacks.
Holy crap!
in
Really?
the NFL last year. For some reason, I couldn't.
23 fullbacks.
Yeah, 23 fullbacks.
I wonder if they were all listed as like, were they listed?
They have to be listed as fullbacks because then otherwise you'd be taking a tight end spot. Otherwise, they're going to be a tight end. They're either going to be listed as a tight end or a fullback if they're blocking.
Yeah, because
a lot of more of
teams-
these teams using their bigger defensive tackles as well as fullbacks at the goal line.
Yes,
You see that a lot more, which I am shocked that they haven't done it more sooner. You had the gimmick, refrigerator Perry thing, and we've seen a few guys through the years do that.
85 Bears, can't remember.
If you
can't
have an
forget about
athletic,
that, man.
you have an athletic D tackle, weighs 280, put him at fullback.
Well, remember they used to do that with
Go.
Vince Wilfork out there in New England.
And he actually caught a touchdown.
Yes,
pass.
he did.
Vince Wilfork did.
Yes, he did. Speaking of Vince Wilfork, you see
No.
that Bill Belichick, you see him with the whole on Instagram thing. You see how awkward that was? And he's trying to make a joke called it Instaface.
It was just weird.
Yeah, it was very, very, very
It was
weird.
like just trying too hard.
Stick to what you know, Bill.
Yeah.
Like
It was trying too hard.
yeah. I mean, and here's the thing: this is what kills me too. How much money he's made over the years. You can't hire a social media dude and be like, "Here, I'm going to record this video. Do me a favor, make it look good." like you're really doing this on your own.
He's so pompous, he don't care.
I
mean, that man is pompous. I mean, I don't know him personally, of course. It's only from what I've heard, people speaking of him when they've left the team. Many have spoken out, but Bill Belichick, it's an acquired taste.
Still the GOAT?
What?
Is he still the GOAT? Because of the rings?
Because of Tom Brady.
Because was it Brady or Bill?
It was Brady.
It was Brady, so it wasn't Bill. It was Brady.
100% Brady.
Ain't that crazy?
He could have done that. Now, here's what to think of when you think of this. Would he have won even one with Drew Bledsoe?
I think he would have.
I think
people downplay how good Drew was.
Drew was a great quarterback.
Yes, he was.
He was smart.
Yes.
He was cerebral. He was a good quarterback, and he was tough. Drew was tough. You could hit him and him not get scared. He would hang in there. But I always often wonder, okay, what if Brady didn't start till 4 more years later and only won 5? Would Drew have won 2, maybe 3? Always wondered that.
Yeah. No, me too, man. I mean,
But
it's a great conversation piece because
Brady did it.
wow, what a play by Trey. What a play by Trey. That's huge. Hamstring looks good now, huh?
Sure.
That hammies looking good.
I wasn't. Yeah, I mean,
that's huge, man.
but
That's
all these
huge.
great combo coaches, quarterbacks. None of the coaches would be great without those quarterbacks. None of them.
Tomlin and Roethlisberger. Another combo
Montana.
people don't even talk about.
Montana, who?
Tomlin and Roethlisberger.
Tomlin gets so overlooked as one of the greatest coaches of all
Yes,
time.
never had a losing record ever.
He's not had one losing season.
Not one losing season
Ever.
16th
year,
Yes.
17th year, 16th year,
Never had a losing season
ever.
in Pittsburgh, which does not pay free agents. So you're developing and drafting and coaching
They draft well.
very well.
They draft well. It's been a lean few years, but they're still winning. They still got in the playoffs.
Oh, wait a minute. I do have a bone to pick with you about the Pittsburgh. I was thinking of you.
Oh shit.
Because remember when we were talking about we could take one player and we could put him in an Eagles uniform. I said TJ Watt. You laughed at that. You told me he was old and he was dumb. Bro, that dude was an absolute beast on Sunday.
I don't know if I said he was dumb, but
You
roll
did
with
say
that. All right.
Maybe he had a couple
hey,
too many Belvederes, but you definitely did say it.
My goodness, I never do too many. If I did too many, you'd know real fast. You would know real
Get an
fast.
Uber.
Oh gosh, I'll walk home from here. But no, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, I just he's getting a little older, a little long in the tooth, But hey, it's nice. I cheer for all these guys. But when you said that, yeah, I laughed.
You did.
Choose a defensive end as
Guy's a
your first
stud.
player.
Guy's a stud.
I know, but
I mean, he was all over.
you know what we should do?
Ooh.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
Almiron.
about this maybe. We'll figure this out. We should do like a You and I, each time we get together, should do like a draft our own team out of the.
Well, you know,
NFL.
I'll tell
Just
you,
me and you,
yes.
and and maybe
it was fun.
and
We did this before. I'll tell you this, it was really fun. A couple years ago, we did a baseball, which is MLB.
Sure.
And it was 4 of us.
Yeah.
And we went around, and it was very interesting. And we did 3 rounds to see who was going to pick who. And I'll tell you what, man, some of the names, I was like, whoa, okay. Like, it's pretty telling when you do that, because everybody has their own opinion. And and you find players, you think about players, and you're like, holy hell, man, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. This guy.
He's another guy lost.
This guy.
He has lost his command, man.
This guy.
Jose Alvarado.
Not my guy.
And remember last year,
he's been in the playoffs. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn at times.
No,
he could lose his control like that.
And everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's going to be the closer. He's going to be the closer. He's going to be the closer."
Look, and then everyone's going to be like, "Oh my God, he's the best."
Yep.
No, he's not.
I mean, he's
streaky. I think that's
very streaky.
I think that's the word to describe him.
And I know. Listen, I know he had some personal issues that he went through this year.
And that
I get it.
Listen, that can affect you.
Yes.
Depending on the depths of it.
Yes. And it can. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Or it can't if you have the right makeup. Let's also put that out there.
I think his situation is a little different because his family's not here.
Right.
So like when your family's here, I don't think it affects you a little.
I have a deja vu. Did we talk about this already?
No.
This was another player.
It's crazy. Now look, he's making us look like asses because he's looking good right now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But I just
even
you did say consistency though. You did say consistency. So
streaky.
This is a big out right here. Like for confidence wise with him.
Well, I'd just like to see us get out of the inning here.
Oh,
there we go. All right, that was a waste pitch anyway.
And remember, this is the team he came from, by the way.
Yeah,
he came from Tampa Bay, and he had no control in Tampa Bay. It's the reason why we got him, because they couldn't figure him out.
Yep.
Wow.
Same spot.
Same
spot, just lower.
Yep.
That pitch before set that pitch right up.
Yeah, it did, man. Yeah, it did. So all right. So he
up.
came in. He's consistent tonight. We need that. We gotta win this game.
All we ask him for is 3 outs, dude.
I know.
It's not that hard. Go get 3 outs. What do you mean? Sorry, it's not that hard. Throw strikes.
We got Stott, Marsh, and Clemens.
Oh, here we go. We got the tomato.
Stott, Marsh, and Clemens coming up.
Stotty.
Stott, you know what? I've been encouraged because he's been hitting the ball a little better. But tonight, listen, he hit the ball, he struck out, but I don't know, man. Maybe
it's a shame. I like the kid. I love his defense. Right? It's kind of a Rojas thing for me.
Yeah.
I love his defense. Right?
The Rojas situation.
He fits good in a Phillies uniform, right? He fits right in with the guys, but I don't know. Is that our guy?
The daycare.
Is that
right? He's part of the daycare, right?
But is he it?
I think he is. I do.
All right, well.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's just hitting that.
A second baseman is going to hit 250.
I don't think, but I think the 300 is a pipe dream. But I think he's more at all on about 268, 75.
I don't think he'll ever hit over 270.
No,
never.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about it. What's up, Frankie?
What happened to him?
Is he hurt?
He's. Oh yeah, Buddy Kennedy. It said Buddy Kennedy came in. Yeah, we're gonna find out.
No. Didn't see that.
Oh, look at we're gonna find out right now.
Just came up here and told us there's something going on with Schwarber.
Oh, breaking news. Let's see. I'll throw something right now. We'll find out.
How about it? This is like minute.
This is what happens. Elbow? Man, come on. Elbow.
Was it from swinging?
Let's say latest. We'll get the injury report right here.
Damn.
Oh my God. How's that happen?
What the F just happened? What? He should be in foul territory.
Ah.
How do you not get out of the way of that? For any of you who are not watching this, he was standing.
You think you fell asleep for a minute there?
He was standing in foul territory. The ball was line drive chopped to him, and he's a foot on the foul side of the line, and he let it hit him like in his chest. And he made no effort to dive out of the way or move for that ball to not be impeded. I've never seen anything like that. Watch this. Here it goes. Oh, shoot. No.
I don't like what I'm hearing.
About Schwarber?
About Schwarber.
Wait a minute.
All right. So word is he appeared to suffer the injury when sliding back into first on a back pick by the catcher.
All right. You want to know what he did if he hurt his elbow? By doing sliding back in, he hyperextended it, I'll bet you. That's the only way you can hurt your elbow, sliding back. He hyperextended his elbow, possibly.
But here's the crazy thing. He hit the home run after that play.
Did he?
Or no, he let off the home run. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Okay. I was like, wait.
I'm thinking of Trey Turner's home run.
Yeah.
I
can see how you could do that. Yeah. That's okay.
But
That's
I don't like, listen, the elbow discomfort scares you. Everything, you went through with Bryce last year, right?
When you slide back, you could jam your wrist. Your palm goes into that bag when you, right? It's your palm.
It's your palm.
The heel of your palm is what hits that bag. So and if they're saying elbow, then he may have been fully extended and he may have hyperextended it.
Let's hope.
You're talking to Dr. Grewbs.
Go ahead. Oh,
yes.
So,
sir.
excuse me. How do you allow that to happen?
What's that?
You can call a kid interfering with a play.
Oh,
Rich.
I didn't point the mic.
Yeah.
But you can overturn a play because a kid interferes with the play.
Oh, you mean for the home run, right? But you can't overturn. That's a good point.
An umpire's foot allows a ball to come back, but you can't overturn that. That is BS.
I like that. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Agreed. I mean, that should at least true. It should at least be an automatic single.
Thank you. Yes.
It should at least
give him first base.
Right?
Yes.
You get automatic single. He would have definitely had to. Yep. Yeah.
It should have overturned it, but first base on, you're done.
And to your point, what were they saying too with that one with Bryce? They said if it would have hit the top, could have been a triple, but they put him on second anyway.
Guys,
why wouldn't you do the same thing? Put him on first. Exactly.
Let me ask you this: when's the last time you've seen that happen? When's the last time you've seen? I haven't seen that happen ever. I've never seen it happen in all my years.
I've seen it happen outside of that, where in the field, but I've never seen it happen.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen that happen either on a first base on.
What was he looking at when the ball was hit?
I think he fell asleep for a second. Yes. I don't think he was paying attention.
My filter just worked.
And that goes with his dumbfounded look when you look when the cameras are on him. He's like,
yeah. You're exactly right too. You're exactly right.
Richie.
There's a hit. Oh, there we go.
Shit. Send them.
Come on. That's all right. Look, finally got one. I'll take the one. I'll take one. I'll take one. Let's go, baby.
As he walked through the door.
Yes, it should have.
Yep.
Yeah, good point, man. We should have had a run. We should have another guy on base.
Can we petition that rule? Can we petition the rule?
I'll tell you.
Can we bring that up at the next winter meeting?
I think we should.
We should.
We should bring it up at the next
we
meeting.
Should. We'll go talk to Topper. We'll send his guy over there.
Oh, we got right now. We got what is it? Second and third. We got one out. Man, this is getting interesting, man.
Jeez.
I have a good feeling about this.
Do you?
I do. I have a very, very good feeling about this.
You know what? I think I do too. You just made me believe.
I give you like Jonathan Gannon says.
I don't know. You went.
You got a little fire in your gut.
Threw it over to me. I don't know what happened.
You got a little fire in your gut.
Sure.
Yeah. Remember that? Was that the dumbest thing you ever heard?
Wait,
got a
who
little
said
fire.
that?
Jonathan Gannon. When he was head coach, when he got the first, he's like, "Hey, anybody take the bus today? All right, anybody take the bus today?
Right.
Got a little fire in your gut." Everybody's looking like, "What? Like, what the hell are you talking about?" But yo, man, we're gonna wrap this up and we're gonna go watch this game live, man. It's been fantastic 3 hours here at Pike's Pub. We had some great guests. Shout out to Gene Walczak from Wire to Wire from joining us. Shout out to Dave GloecknerJr from Sirius XM and Win Daily Sports. Shout out to Frank Grewbs for Coach's Corner, as always, extended Coach's Corner. And as always, everybody at Pike's Pub for listening, everybody online for listening. Our boy Matt, who is not here but shared us to his array of network and got us some little live action earlier, which is always some fun. And make sure you're locking into WinDailySports.com. Promo code HEAT. Get that betting membership for as low as $7.50 a week and get ready for all those hits that are coming up this week in the NFL. So for Frank, for myself, my man Adam, thank you for joining us strictly from Kennett Square. We're going to get out of here. We're going to watch the Phillies win this game. And we're going to be back here Monday night, switch up. No more Tuesdays, going to Monday night here for Phillies and NFL. And we got a Monday Night Football Eagles game here, which will be fun. Go Birds next week. Everybody have a fantastic week, and we'll text you next time.